Welcome to the Wild Magic School Bus. This is Drew, but you may know me as Zeph. This Dungeons & Dragons podcast may contain fantasy violence, language, and adult themes. Content warnings can be found in the episode description. Now, get ready for your paradigm to be shifted.
Matt screaming would be a sight to see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wild Magic School Bus, the most unprofessional D&D podcast you shall ever hear. I, of course, am your DM, Calvin Piper, and this ragtag group of people play the game with me. Go ahead and say hello in any order you desire.
Hello.
Thank you, Will.
In any order you desire.
Hi, I'm Michelle Piper. I play Kenneth Quinn.
Michelle Pfeiffer!
I get that far too much.
Ah, the Pied Pfeiffer.
Hi, I'm Will. I play Erimer, the Leonin Bloodhunter.
Let's go.
My name is Matt, the Asian one, and I am TBD, the male variant human monk, level 5.
Oh, he set a trap for you, Matt, the white one.
Good old white Matt. This is Drew. I play Zeph, the metallic draconian warlock, level 5. It's good to hear you. No, good to be heard?
Good to be heard.
Good to be here.
Nailed it.
That's what I meant.
Hey, it's Preston.
Really, your charm bracelet says you're Goku.
I'm merely as strong as he is. And I play Lucius Kane, a Wayfish Azamar warlock.
Wayfish.
Wayfish. You know, Wayfish like Twiggy or Kate Moss.
Yeah, like
You gonna be a real Kate Moss tonight.
like a thin willowy person.
Speaking of cool Kate's Kate Bush running up that hill. Great song.
Wait, what? I haven't heard it. What is this?
Sponsored by Stranger Things.
So brought to you by Netflix. Kidding, it's not.
Please.
If you want
Netflix, please make that a reality.
Season 4, part 2, now streaming.
Listen, Netflix, if you have considered putting a D&D Life Play podcast on the air, we look a lot better than we sound.
It's really the future of Netflix, to be honest. They're going to need to break into podcasting for sure.
And I'm told we all have a face for radio, so, you know, hit us up.
We all have a face.
What's even more hurtful is his mom that said it.
True.
I'm Will. I play Glyph, and I know for a fact that my wife married me for my personality.
I'm Matty B, and I play the Dwarven Paladin Thogrin.
Nice.
Nice.
Yay!
Very
And
smooth.
we are sans Ohiana tonight. More on that later, but yeah. I think that's everyone, and I think everyone's waiting on me to get this party started. So without further ado, dear Lord, let's jump into episode 31 of the Godscar.
Oh my god, no Tiana.
We return once again to the home of the Draconians. After discovering the ancient mining city in which they grew up and the magical door leading down into the tunnels that once housed some of our party members, the group known as United Indifference descended into the tunnels and began to uncover a part of a story that some of them didn't know existed and others had forgotten. They discovered the places they grew up, the places they lived, and unfortunately, some of the people that they lived with. Two, in fact. Two Draconians that had grown up alongside of them. They found what remained of them and mourned that loss. But, putting that memory aside, the party must now press deeper in to hopefully uncover more answers and figure out what really happened. And that is where we find ourselves tonight, with the embers and ashes of the impromptu funeral pyre that Balefire created for the 2 Draconians. Their ashes now lying dormant on the stone floor of this grand hallway where the Draconians grew up. So, as you guys kind of take this quiet moment and everyone giving their respectful silence, who is the first to speak?
Shall we keep moving?
Yeah, I think that. I mean, obviously that's a good idea. Maybe we kind of proceed with caution. I don't know. I'd rather not kind of traipse all over any more. Sounds kind of morose, but corpses of our friends. Kind of respect the dead.
That's pretty valid.
Rightfully morose, yes, indeed.
I mean, we definitely need to move on and figure out what exactly happened here and where we go from here. I mean, there's a chance that some of our fellows have come back or will be coming back.
That's true. I mean, Balefire made it out. Maybe a couple of the others did. Obviously, Electra and Cirrus, they.
Yeah, it looks like they got caught.
In
whatever
Are
happened.
we here for answers, right?
That's a big part of it. I mean,
okay.
Kind of like to know what happened to the 2 of them.
Maybe if we go to Emereldi's chambers, we'll kind of start at the beginning.
Does he put bombs on the floor?
Might be a bad idea. I mean,
No.
he's, not bombs.
Only for training, but...
Yeah,
I don't know. I turned a key and my heart exploded. So
I think it might be good to treat everything like it's electrified.
Yeah, we like to think of that as the doorbell.
Yeah.
It's all coming back to me now. That was...
Yeah. Someone had a seizure again. The DoorDash might be...
Wait, do you hear someone flopping around and screaming? Yeah. It's the door. Someone get it.
The good thing is, all they got to do is restart their heart, is just turn another key, and they're all...
Exactly.
yeah, and that's honestly, as someone who's proficient in medicine, that's basically it. That's just it.
That's how you go from dead to alive.
Yeah,
we focus a lot on the dead part of people. I feel like aliving people's really easy.
Yeah, for sure. You just turn it off and on again.
Yeah, and usually they'll fight you if you're going for the deading them.
As Kenneth is staring at a pile of ashes. Yep.
But if you're going for living them, then usually.
Well, actually,
resistance.
I don't know how hard it is to resurrect someone.
No, I think, respectfully to Cirrus and Electra, I think they've been... Well, now they're incinerated, but before, I feel like they've probably been dead for too long.
Well,
no, resurrection works. But.
No, I assume that you guys didn't want to go with that route since the fact that they, have fully undergone the funeral rites, and you don't want to mess with that.
Kind of
probably unlucky or something. Have we searched that room full of rubble, that Electra's room?
Most anything of value or anything of note was destroyed. The only things obviously recognizable were the bodies that were crushed beneath the cave-in. Okay. But you could try to keep clearing out the room, but everything else is all the bedding and everything else is tinder underneath the rocks that had fallen.
All right. So where was Emereldi's quarters? Oh, I'm trying to remember.
So standing in this great hallway, you guys have a couple different options. There are on the left side of the wall, there is the 9 rooms that you've kind of peeked through a couple of them, and they seem to be the places where you grew up and where you lived and slept. There are 2 alcoves on the right side of this hall, 2 larger alcoves that kind of curve in, and it's darkness beyond that. You don't know what's beyond there. And there's one more door at the far end of this hall, other than, just like I said, other than the ornate kind of indentions above with the kind of the red orbs kind of scattered throughout there. And that's where you are currently. So,
yeah, did we ever figure out what those were in the ceiling?
No.
Nope.
I touched one.
Nothing happened.
Did it shock you like the other things?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
it just
well,
felt cold.
If anything, that's good news.
So we have a lead on where to go?
Well,
Now that we've seen a few of these reminders of our past, can we do a couple history checks or whatever we need to on
you
these
mean a
orbs?
heart
and
song?
a heart song check?
No, he doesn't take those seriously, so I think we should call it history.
Okay.
Yeah, for me it is definitely an intimidation check. I intimidate.
Natural 20 plus 4 on a history check.
That should do it. Let's see what I remember.
Oh my god, dude, I wish you had rolled that 22.
Did the DM even consent to these rolls at all, or no?
He stared at it.
A few things come back, a few memories that you can recall. You do have a brief instance where one memory comes to mind of Emereldi walking through the hall one evening as you guys are heading into your rooms and heading to the door that is now at the far end. And that's basically, you know that the two alcoves on the side lead somewhere. You can't quite remember where, but you know that they go to something. The darkness is kind of making it hard to see anything beyond them, but you do know the door in front is one that Emereldi had used in the past. But it's probably, given you guys are probably a little more than halfway down the hall, I would say it's another 50 or 60 feet in front of you. So.
Okay.
Hey, Balefire.
Quick clarifying question for Balefire. Are you wanting to kind of beat feet to the heart of this, or do you kind of want to look around and see if there's anything that could give us clues as to what it was happened down here? Personally, I'd kind of like to try and solve this puzzle as we make our way, but I don't know.
Honestly, anything you find could be useful. I'm sorry.
Fuck. No, I just realized. Oh, I could have helped a lot.
Who are we talking to right now? What?
No, this is in character. This is in character. You did that. This is in character. Lucius is very angry with himself. Does he have any spell slots left?
Do you?
No, I'm checking that right now.
I mean, I don't expect to find a vial that labeled for Balefire on it, so I'm assuming
It's a check on that.
we
I'm
need to
so
check.
mad. I am so disappointed in myself. I have to speak with Dead, and we just did the funeral rites for the people that we could have asked questions.
What the crap?
Whoops.
How'd you drop that dice?
I'm sorry, my friends were having an emotional moment, so I was having an emotional moment. I wasn't thinking straight.
Hey, calm down. Listen.
Flashback.
That's in the past now. We can't do anything about it.
We also have only opened a few of the doors. There might be.
So you're suggesting we find more dead
hopefully we
people?
find more of our dead friends.
Okay.
Good call.
That's
Really?
an interesting take on the situation.
I was thinking the same thing.
Can't wait to find more dead draconians so we can talk
I'm
to them.
joking. No, that is
That's
a good
valid.
idea.
That's pretty valid.
Lucius, come along. Get back with the rest
Sometimes
of the group.
it's
Sit
fun,
in front of
though,
the
to,
microphone.
like-
I mean,
It's fine.
Beat the shit out of the lion, man.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. You're just always so serious. It's kind
I
of
mean,
fun to
you-
like shake you up.
You don't speak much, but when you do, it's like, I can't wait to find more of your dead relatives. It's kind of callous.
so is that what we've decided to do? Is kind of go room by room
Yes,
instead of ratchet?
more of like a thorough sweep than a beat feet to the center. Sure. So, let's just.
So break up into two parties,
I don't
three
like that
parties.
idea a bit. I don't like that idea a bit. Because he almost died. Imagine if there's no one there to heal him. He's dead.
That's a good point. Here, take these two.
But what's he going to do?
potions of
Pass
healing.
out and then just feed himself?
Fine.
So moving along the hall, you guys continue to cover ground as you go. Anyone do anything specific while you do this general sweep of the area?
Checking for traps.
Okay, go ahead and make a investigation.
I give him guidance.
check?
I give you guidance.
Yeah, investigation check for it.
I'm just casting Eldritch Blast. Continuously.
He's just trying to trip everything
fair.
always.
No.
17.
With a 17, you don't notice anything trapped.
Okay, cool.
Moving through the last 6 doors that you haven't. Oh no, it's actually probably more like 4 doors. You opened quite a few of them before you got to this point.
4 doors in a corridor?
Yep.
I love
Opening the last 4 or 5 doors in the left side of the hall. The same thing that you saw in the first bedroom. Simple hammock system, 4 bunks, 2 on either side. Simple nightstands and small chests. All of them containing small personal items, other things, nothing of note, nothing of value. But for the next 20 or 30 minutes, you kind of spend some time looking around. Unless you're looking for something specific in those rooms, you won't find.
I'm looking for the brooches a la Fellowship of the Ring when they get the leaves of Lorien.
You do, yeah. So in
So
one
I'm
of
looking for
one of the
everyone.
rooms, you do find one of the rooms does have what appears to be 2 of the old style robes that you all had at one point. You could find. Go ahead and do another perception check for me, or investigation check for me, just for fun. I want to see how many you can find.
10.
10, not bad. Not
10
bad.
of them?
No, I would say you find 4
Okay.
Of the old kind of clips that were used to hold some of the fabric in place. Very simple, kind of a dark brass coloration. It's a kind of a thicker circle with the common letter D on the inside in a greenish tint.
Okay.
Same metal coloration, but
What? No, I'm talking about the fuck up.
Okay.
Drawing down the fuck up.
but yeah. So there's there's a circle with a D on the inside of it. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Can I do a general balefire
Check.
Wellness check.
Sounds like an
wellness
insight
check
check.
for
You wanna do a
balefire?
wellness check?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to see if balefire is like edgy as hell.
You know, that's probably a good
He's on
idea,
the edge,
actually.
yeah.
What kind of check would that be?
Insight.
Definitely insight for sure.
Oh, that's a nat 19.
You're so
That's
insightful.
23.
23.
Yeah.
Tell me, I'll tell you all my problems. I miss my dad. And I have fire powers.
Oh, that was almost a textable.
I will say, just because I'd like, I could text it, but I feel like saying it will help the listeners just to give them kind of some insight, and I trust these people enough not to lean too hard into the information. He seems distraught. He seems exhausted. He seems intentional in wanting to continue forward. There's an underlying emotion you can't quite pinpoint, but one that seems almost of anger.
Okay.
That's it.
That was super insightful.
Are you saying it sarcastically or
No, legitimately. I mean, she got a lot from that.
Liv, could I have one of those badges?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, go for it.
All right, I'm gonna grab one. Does Balefire have like a sash or something on, or like anything?
But he did just find a few of the cloaks with.
Ooh, I did.
he had a travel cloak on him while you guys were traveling, but that burned off after his.
I'll need a cloak
episode.
too.
Let me just pull that out of my ass.
No, you just
You found a
one.
couple of the robes, the older
I
robes
just
in the
pulled out of my pack,
cabinets.
not
So.
my ass.
All right, so I will take these items and I will wrap them, if Balefire will let me, wrap it around them and pin one to his chest. You doing all right?
What's this for?
Morale?
You think I need morale?
I think you might.
You look good, Bellfire.
I think anybody in your position would probably need some morale. All I'm saying is keep your head up. We're gonna learn some things. Hopefully get you a little bit of justice.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Honestly, good job. Honestly, like, good job.
Can I move over to him and like?
Ooh, 19
Love
or
it.
18. Sorry.
18.
Yeah.
He doesn't dismiss it.
Okay.
He looks at you for a moment, and instead of walking away as he normally does, he goes,
Alright.
All right.
Keep my head up.
That speaks volumes.
Here.
If she had rolled badly, would we have heard you throw 7d12 into your?
no, he would
tower?
have just been like, piss off, and then walked away.
Piss off.
Um,
Incineration.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have. No, that's.
I mean, like, they would, like, verbally, but...
But he just kind of nods and then goes back to just kind of meandering through the halls, looking at the everything going on.
Friendship check.
That's a great idea.
Good
We
job.
should wear cloaks too. Maybe make us feel a little more at home.
I don't know. I'm gonna hold on to a couple of them. If you want, you can. I'm just gonna hold
But
on
for
to
Bajo,
Oh heck yeah!
Bajo look good with one.
He'd step on it. They're too long.
That's true. I'd have to hem it. I won't mess with it later. I'm not gonna mess with it right now.
Yeah.
Somebody very wise once said no capes.
So at this point, we've been traveling. And,
So, after about 20 minutes of searching through the left side of the hallway, you have two options now. You have the two alcoves to the right side, or you have the door at the far end. Choice is yours.
the far end door.
I kind of would like to visit all the alcoves.
Yeah, in his beautiful new cloak, Zeph strides through the last door, strutting, feeling a little bigger, standing a little taller in his cloak, and
It looks great.
You're going to
Cloak
the
and
far
brooch?
door?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, not the far door. Across the hall. To the alcoves.
You're going to the alcoves.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's not a brooch that like clasps in the middle. It's like one of those classy ones that clasps on the right side, so it like folds over you a bit.
Why are you explaining it to me? I'm standing here wearing it exactly as I was taught the way you've just described it.
Yeah, well, they didn't know. So, guys, the reason why we did it was because it's easier to like hide weapons or scales or anything like that if we have something that crosses over our torso.
Now look, I look perfectly normal. I'm standing there, one arm covered by the thing, and
Whoa,
he whips his arm open, and there's a cat of nine tails.
New weapon, cat of nine tails.
It's a whip.
That is a whip.
It's a whip. It's a cat of nine tails. It's a new weapon. 1d12.
1d9.
There's a Vorpal sword in his hand.
Cat of nine tails gets 9 attack rolls to see how many the nine tails hit.
Honestly,
oh my gosh, that would be
bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing.
All of it, all of the above.
Fire.
You have to roll a d4 every time you hit to see what kind of damage it is, and then you roll your damage. Yeah,
the fourth one is psychic.
Because
it's terrible.
It's a good one. Okay, so you're going to the right side of the hallway for the alcoves.
Yes.
Or you're going to the door.
Yeah, I mean it's straight across the for me, but yeah.
When we're here, I think it'd be best to kind of leave no stone.
Do you go to the one that was closest from the entry or the furthest from the entry?
Closest to the entry. We're working our way down that hall. That's how it is in my head.
Well, you went down the left side and basically went down the entirety of the hall.
Yeah. And then walk back down the hall.
Walk back down the hall
start
to the first. Okay, to the first alcove. As you approach that alcove, you can see as you go through it is actually a hallway, maybe about 90 feet down or so. Dark with a little bit more of a arch to this. The top is arched on this one, whereas the other one was kind of a lower ceiling, but flat. This one arches, and as you walk through, you can see there looks to be some sort of like a parapet that runs across the top, and little magical lights ignite as you walk across, kind of illuminating this hallway. Very simple hallway. There appears to be some tapestries running across the side of this hallway. Some simple tapestries, others that look to be designs of like dragons, like full-on majestic dragons flying through the air, breathing fire across the valleys, intertwined in intricate dances or battles. It's hard to tell, but beautiful draconian style tapestries across the wall here as you guys walk. Coming to 2 double doors. These are large wooden doors. Yes.
Do we have memories of sitting here being regaled with the stories of the dragons of old while we're being taught by Emereldi, and then all of our memories come?
Make a wisdom check.
You're going to say a wish check.
Make a really hopeful check.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not too bad. 16?
Is anyone else talking as you guys are walking down this hall?
Nah.
I mean, I'm probably BSing the stories, actually. Yeah, as someone that talks.
As Glyph is talking, his voice fades and is replaced by another voice, deeper and more warmth that comes from it, as you, Zeph, are just kind of looking at the tapestries, and you can see one of them, a beautiful one of this large, kind of majestic mountainscape with these white clouds that kind of billow up behind it, and this large valley that stretches out below with a small kind of river and a small village. But across the top, up in the bright blue sky, the threads become this metallic green. You can see this giant, ancient green dragon, sprawled out wings flying across the top of these mountains, and you can hear a voice kind of coming through your mind, kind of filtering past what Glyph is saying in this moment as you guys are walking through. And the voice is telling a story about the dragons of old, and you hear the voice begin to speak about, now this dragon in particular is very interesting. This dragon known as the Emerald in the Sky, fantastic creature. It's one of the oldest dragons to live in all the land. Well, was one of the last dragons before they all disappeared. And you can remember standing there, and you remember someone talking to your left. Can't remember who it is. The voice is familiar but unrecognizable. Asking, well, what happened to all the dragons? And you hear the voice just. That is a story for another day. But suffice it to say, the dragons realized that men have a passion for power, and that power will drive them to do things that are
unkind to the earth around it, so the dragons thought best to hide away and wait for the time to return. But that was several centuries ago, and I guess their patience is longer than most lives. But come. We have much to discuss. As you're kind of standing there and you hear the voices like, Zeph, are you alright? And you kind of turn and you're like, what? And you see Balefire sitting there. I said you're alright.
Yeah. I was just remembering.
All the stories.
The stories. Yeah. I remember how badly I wanted to find the dragons and tell them to come back and fix the world.
He reaches up and touches the green dragon.
It shimmers as your hand brushes across it. Something chatters. Bale kind of nods.
I think deep down, Emereldi always hope the same thing. That's why he told us about him. Hoping maybe we would do something about it. Maybe we still can. Anyway.
And he just begins to continue down as the rest of the group is making their way down the hallway.
TBD looks at Zeph. What's the story of that one as he points up to one of them, kind of paralleling what happened in the past?
Mm-hmm.
Zeph remembers.
Begins to regale TBD with the story of this dragon. Moving down this hallway, you guys see two large wooden doors set in as the magical lights appear and begin to illuminate this area. One of the doors, large dark oak wooden doors that seem to have aged for many, many years, given the fact that the wood is so dark now. One of them appears to be, one of the hinges is missing. A chunk of mortar and metal appears to have been destroyed up near the top, and so that door kind of hangs with a little bit of a bend. The front part of it stuck on the ground, and kind of overlapping the front of the other door, kind of wedging itself in there. But they stand strong, and the room beyond it is obscured to you as of right now. So, but that is what you see in front of you.
Could we check for any kind of things behind the tapestry? Just tapestries hanging on walls. Yeah, they can provide warmth, but they can also hide.
Looking underneath the tapestries, it's just simple stone walls. Nothing of note. So, okay. You got the doors in front of you. What do you want to do?
I'm probably going to try and open those doors, mate. Gently, though. Yeah. With my... is it locked? Is there a lock on the door? Or is
hard to tell. The first door that is dislodged on the top hinge is fallen and is now wedged itself in front of the second door, overlapping it. So you can't open the unbroken door because it is behind the broken door.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to look at Pothole and say, hey, buddy, I think I'm going to need some help on this one. Okay. So, I'm going to have him try and lift.
Make a strength check for Pothole to see if he can lift the door.
Pothole's pretty strong.
Sure.
But not that strong. He's like an 11 strong.
Pothole kind of trots over and grabs the bottom of the door and begins to lift. And you can hear, as he lifts, you could hear the sound of the door begin to... as the wood groans in protest. You hear the sound of stone scraping and can see some of the stone up top begin to flake and break as he's trying to lift up. But it has wedged itself in such a way that the top is stuck in the ceiling and the bottom is wedged in as well. It's he doesn't have the strength to lift as he kind of lets go and just lets out a depressive blub.
I was going to ask if I could help aid Pothole in this moment.
If you would like to... what's up?
Oh, no. I got a crowbar. I could try if that would help anything.
Yeah, if someone wants to make a strength check at advantage, you're more than welcome to.
I'll have you do it, because you're probably stronger than I am.
Pothole's going to hit you big, but
you are guided.
Woo. I'm a support at this campaign, guys.
And you said at advantage?
Yeah, she's giving you the crowbar to use.
Is that strength?
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. You lift as much as you can, and the door begins to move, and the top begins to scrape forward. And as you lift one more mighty pull, the top of the door dislodges, but now begins to move towards you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as this door is now rolling towards you.
Dexterity save. Natural 20.
Let's go.
Dude.
I'm just dead.
What's that?
Natural 20.
Natural 20?
Yeah.
At disadvantage, actually.
Yeah, that's fine. You immediately drop the crowbar and like tuck and roll out of the way as the door hits the ground, dust
My
billowing up.
crowbar.
Is everything okay?
You are safe.
I'm assuming
Can
I
we
can get
look
the
inside?
crowbar back.
Sure, you certainly can. The crowbar is underneath, so good luck trying to figure that out.
Yeah, dang it.
Use another crowbar to
go.
roll the door up.
But the door's off because it's on the floor now.
Real quick for the listening audience, we are now on a ticking time bomb of this episode because Drew has just pulled room temperature shrimp out of his backpack and is
cocktail
currently
sauce.
enjoying shrimp cocktail. So
It's not room temperature.
Oh my.
It's been hot today. God. Elvin, does this break some kind of D&D podcast protocol, what I'm doing here? I feel like it does.
There's a lot of protocols I'm trying to figure out
Is
now.
it slimy at this point?
No,
he's got to peel the shells off. It's shell on hot
it's
shrimp.
still cold.
Oh, thank God.
So as the dust settles, you guys all step into the room, and as you do, the lights automatically activate as you step in. You can see what looks to be a large room, maybe about 50 feet across and about 70 or 80 feet wide. These large kind of dome-like designs to the top of the roof with like these pillars that run across every about 15 feet or so, kind of giving it this squarish kind of like blocky feel. But inside, you can see what looks to be a dining hall of some kind. You can tell because there are long tables that run across the length of this room, with one side of it having this small kind of catty corner cooking space with what looks to be different cooking apparatuses and stuff. This room is 100% trashed. The tables are split or broken in half. Chairs are overturned or broken into splinters. The pillars themselves scarred or chunks of rock completely missing from them. This room either was turned and tossed like much of this place has seen, or some sort of fight broke out in here at some point.
I'm going to ask Pothole to help me. I'm going to investigate and see if I can suss if it was violence or rancid.
Make an investigation check.
Guidance.
Thank you.
Ew.
That's a natural 1, but it's +4 on the guidance.
My advice is sound.
It's hard. It's hard to tell. You don't really see a lot in here that would lend to a fight or just chaos.
So this
Yeah, actually, I've never had Pothole help me with this before, so he's kind of just giving me the blood eyes, and it's actually it's not conducive to a good work environment.
Right.
So like, this place is completely trashed. Is it just a room, or is it
It seems to be like a dining hall of some kind.
a dining hall?
Yeah. Social. There seems to be. So there's long tables where it looks to be like people could eat in
Yeah.
large quantities. There seem to be smaller tables off in the corners of this areas with what looks to be like places where people could sit in smaller groups. There even appears to be a table that looked like it had some sort of like small pieces of parchment and other like little items that were all kind of like scattered across the floor, almost like a game of some kind.
Yeah, is there like a kitchen that's connected to
There's
the
the
dining hall?
kitchen. There's the cooking area. It's not. It's basically just like a long kind of L-shaped counter
Yeah.
that attaches to one side of the wall, and behind it you see
Okay.
probably 4 or 5 stoves and a couple of different like cabinets with simple cooking things.
Can I get behind it?
Absolutely, you can.
I'm gonna get behind it.
Yeah, you can hop behind.
Do I
the
die?
counter. What's that?
Do I die?
No, you do not.
Okay, I'm gonna get behind it, and Lucia's gonna do a quick like rundown, like try to like scan the entire room, and then not scan the entire room. Actually, I think it's gonna focus. A lot of hidden stuff is usually behind the counter, so I'm gonna make like a perception check behind the counter, see if I see anything.
Make an
else.
investigation check.
Investigation. Okay, can I guide myself?
You certainly can.
Oh frick yeah!
Yeah.
What's that?
16.
16
Nice.
with will dice.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're weighted.
will dice. They're actually weighted.
Moonstone dice.
Let me see. What's
What's the name of your
My
company?
investigation is +0.
Still figuring
Because I'm
it out.
averagely I'm only slightly average intelligence.
Okay.
What is that?
3.
I'm popping off. 19.
19.
19.
Looking around the room and kind of gauging the place and kind of seeing if there's anything in here, you don't see anything hidden in here. You don't see any like obvious secret hiding spots.
Yeah.
But you do notice that this side of the room feels like, visually speaking, it looks like everything that is tossed or turned is pointing towards the hallway. Almost as if things were barricaded towards that direction.
And everything looks like it was blown off from...
A lot of damage does seem to
Looks
stem
like-
from there.
like-
but it looks
yeah.
like this backside of the room appears more like it was made possibly defensible at some point. So it seems...
We got in here...
Yeah, based
Okay.
on what you're seeing, it looks like the
Got
fight
through wherever
did
the
break out.
trapdoor thing that happened, right? And then... And, the door, did it fall outwards?
When...
Or was it a mechanism?
It fell towards you guys out
Out from...
Yeah, because he had to roll. He had fell towards us because he had to
Yeah.
roll out of the way.
Okay,
Basically,
cool.
you're just trying to find the source of the blast, right?
Yeah, basically see... Okay, cool. That happens. And I was like, I relay that to everyone. And leads out. So they probably, like... I mean, you guys are pretty freaking special and cool and powerful.
I mean, come on, man. So you
Yeah,
just
hey. You earned it, okay? But, you know, that would put target on you guys. I mean, shit, we already experienced that, especially with Balefire. I think you would know. And so this seems like, from my vantage point, I'm saying this on top of the kitchen counter, by the way.
Yeah.
So apparently, from my perspective, it looks like everything was either blown or pushed away. Like everything was defensible, and maybe like everyone, all the youngins, like hauled up here, and then maybe this was like the last defensible point, and then they all got dragged out. I don't see any bodies or anything.
That's when you notice the other part.
Yeah.
Being that this is a defensible part, and you were saying you don't see any other way.
Yeah.
Just on the bottom of the counter that you're standing on, you can see a burn mark, different from the other burn marks in the room. This one looks to be a burn mark almost in a geometric shape. And as your head kind of turns around and gives a little bit of a better look on it, you can see it's a continuation of another shape that is burned into the floor. That's burned further out in a circular pattern.
Uh-oh.
Roll an Arcana check.
I'm not good at Arcana. I'm literally.
Are you saying this out loud, or are you piecing this? Oh, I'm doing
Cliff,
something
go take
else.
a look at it. Oh,
I mean, someone could ask me to, but I'm looking at something
I'll
else.
go look
actually.
at it. What do you find there?
There's like a burn circle here or something. It's like burn
Merkel.
You could
Like
you could
with
holler help
runic
if you wanted
designs?
to.
Glyph.
Yep.
I have magic, but I don't know what the fuck it really is. Can you come over here?
Are you calling glyph, or are you just pointing out that there's a glyph on the ground?
Oh, Glyph! There's a glyph.
Oh, it's Glyph. Yep. I'll actually.
It's a namesake.
Yeah. I don't know. I could look at it. I'm actually not very good with glyphs, ironically.
Well, it's okay. Guidance.
The
You
one,
got this.
The one where Preston uses guidance. That's what this episode is called.
Hey, guidance with
14.
14
I love you guys.
plus
You
4 again.
literally dropped it straight down.
Wow, Will.
There. Plus 1. God.
No, roll it.
Yeah, don't quit dropping
Roll
it
like a
straight
man.
down.
I mean, the
idiot.
D4 is the
So
one
it's
that you
you're
can
gonna
like
get 4.
rig more
There
than
we
any
go.
other one.
What is it?
16 plus 23
23.
Nice.
plus 7.
This is the after effects of a spell.
Oh, okay. I mean, you can see there's definitely a blast radius here.
Not a blast radius. This is the effect of some sort of a spell that burned into the ground due to the location of the spell in a circle that you think
Calvin, I'm tracking with you. I don't know where they are.
Is this
Zeb isn't.
Is it a teleportation
that
circle?
you think is based in teleportation.
Okay.
No, I will. Let me clarify. Even Zeph was tracking with that one because he remembers that.
In the center of the circle, is there a symbol that's been burned in? Or is it just
Yes.
kind of like a... Oh, okay. Can I get like a... I probably have
A piece of
parchment
paper
or
to do-
something.
You
yeah,
certainly
and
do.
do like a
You certainly do.
rubbing,
A rubbing?
on the ground.
Yeah, easy enough to do. It's not a very
trying to get-
great one because it's not like raised or anything like that. It's just burned into the stone.
Is it
but
like
you can
ash
trace it pretty well.
Okay, I was gonna say if it's like
No,
ash,
it's like heated, like hot, like blackened stone underneath.
then I will.
But you can get an outline of it. No problem. Okay. But that is all you see in this room.
Does he make the outline?
He can.
Is it good?
Yeah,
Can I look at it and just see if offhand, if by chance I recognize something?
It is an incomplete glyph designed to teleport to a specific location of which you don't know. You don't recognize it, but this one is incomplete.
Okay. Yeah, so the interesting thing about this is it looks like the spell took, but this glyph in the middle, which would describe where it would go, it's kind of not finished. It's like if you were writing a word and you stopped 3 letters short. It's so they could be in diagonally.
So Lord Farai says, like, you know, he's like a wizard and he's like super serious. You know, you got to get every single thing right. But you know, if you incomplete a spell and stuff, it might have like adverse and weird effects. So maybe like a bunch of you guys were teleported randomly or something, and maybe that's like memory loss things or something. I don't know. Like
yeah, it could be a big part of it. I mean, you know, we don't know what happened. It could be we just got sent to we don't even know where.
Hey, wizards are like always dot your T's and your arcane sigils.
The creepy dead one is right.
I'm not dead, guys.
He's alive actually, but you're right that he's right. He's yep.
Thanks, Cliff.
I mean, that feels right to my heart, soul.
Can I check?
This is how Drew writes his own canon.
That was how Emereldi got the majority of us out. Teleport us through. I never could figure out how he was able to get us out, and I couldn't find any of our brothers after it happened. It would make sense that the spell went awry and split us all up and sent us to 4 corners of who knows where. Makes a lot of sense.
Is that the only teleportation circle
that you can see? Yeah.
Okay.
Big door at the end of the hallway.
The other.
Okay.
Well, there's another alcove. Or
Nope.
does that also
I mean, you have to go out to the main hall and to see it. But yeah, there's one more alcove out
The big
there.
door.
And the small door at the end of the
Large open doors.
Okay.
Other alcove.
So you guys are going to the other alcove, or are you going to the door at the far end?
Door at the far end, right?
Skipping the other.
No,
one?
another alcove. We got
No, but we're backtracking though, right?
Coming back to the main hall.
Yeah.
We
You've got the
passed
9
the
doors.
alcove on the way
You've got
to
the 9 doors to the left. You have 1 alcove.
Yes.
9 doors in total to the left. 1 more alcove that you haven't looked, and 1 door you haven't touched on the far
okay,
end.
my bad. Yeah, I thought that was the only thing left. So yeah, let's go towards the alcove because we're gonna 100% this map for completion for the.
Can we go
Thank
for the
you.
title? Lab rats. That's what we'll get if we 100% this map.
Moving down, this is another hallway. Same kind of design. This one kind of curving down. There's a couple of steps as it kind of goes down a little bit of a level. And this one also does turn to the left at one point, opening to what looks to be 2 large doors that are already open. These doors have swung open and lead to a large dark room that has about 4 or 5 steps down it as well.
So as it's come down and curved to the left, would that bring it underneath the room we were just in?
It would bring it parallel. No.
No, okay.
To the left, so basically you go down it and you turn left, and that room would be to your right. The dining hall would be to your right at that point.
Okay.
So yeah, it would not go directly underneath it. But this room opens up, and as you all step through, the lights begin to activate, and you can see this room not as ostentatiously designed as the other room, low and long, very, very long. You can see there are long benches that run across the entirety of the wall in this room, with the open, the main area of this room open floor with what looks to be chains that hang from different angles across the top of this room. But what you notice most assuredly is the fact that there is components, parts, tools, half-finished objects just scattered throughout this room. This appears to be some sort of shop, some sort of design, construction, building room. But it is abandoned, a little bit more haphazardly tossed about, not necessarily exterior, like damage from fighting. There's a couple of things that look broken and scattered across the floors, but you can see there are a couple of shelves that had been torn off the wall and thrown on the ground, parts scattered everywhere, bits and baubles all kind of walk around. There's a very acrid smell coming from this room where you feel like maybe this is where the acidity is coming from, but this acidity is less chemical than the acidity that you smelled as you guys came down the steps. This one smells just more kind of like an oily chemical
Would
smell.
I recognize the smell? Because working with like the like the what's it called?
All
Mortician.
All your chemical
Mortician?
stuff?
Yeah,
Go ahead and make a medicine check for me.
Oh, I finally get to do this. I haven't been able to do this all campaign. I don't think I have like a +6. Yeah. Ooh, 18.
Right. 18.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about the smell in this room or the acrid smell?
Either. I will take all the smells.
The acrid smell is not coming from this room. It is definitely coming from some sort of old fluid which you don't recognize.
Boy.
This room definitely gives off a smell of oils of some kind, nothing human related. Not embalming or human related. The acrid smell definitely doesn't. It smells like something you should recognize, being that you're involved with humans in post-death, but it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, hold on, guys. Everyone, stop what they're doing. And it says, and it's not coming from the room.
Not from this room, no.
Can I make a perception check?
Sure.
To see if I see any like nearby openings or like latches. 12.
12. Not hard to see. There's definitely at the far end of this room. There is a open staircase that goes up.
Okay, so that acrid smell, the acidity, I don't recognize it, but there's across the way there is.
It does not appear to be coming from that direction either.
It doesn't. I just think that there's an acid trap or something. Like, honestly, I don't.
It could be. We've been gone for a long time, barely remember anything. Glyph, didn't you used to spend like all your time in here? What?
Yeah, I was down here a lot. Now that I think about it, I kind of feel like this is where I learned a little bit.
Is there anything nearby? Oh, sorry.
Calvin, when I'm looking at him, do I glance over his shoulder and see a little trophy on the wall that says first place level 2 automaton to Zeph or to Glyph? Is there
There does appear to be small. There's a shelf that's been broken in many places, but there's a small shelf across the top of one of the walls that appears to have some small designs or small gadgets or little tiny robotics, as it were. And all of them seem to all look in design or in shape very similar to a tiny little bubbling water cooler that stands right next to you.
I'm gonna look around
Upgrades?
and see if, upgrades are like if there's anything that Emereldi would have helped me with.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll do a quick little peek.
Make an
through.
investigation check.
I will investigate. Oh boy. 23.
23. Moving around this room, you can see that there are many different components and parts, some of which look to be halfway done projects, others scraps, some that looks like they haven't been used. The one thing you do notice is hanging across one of the walls, there are several hooks where it looks to be aprons or tools were hung up. There is one apron that hangs up there in pristine condition. No dust, no cobwebs.
I'm gonna go up to it and look at it cautiously, and then slowly pick it up off the hook.
The dark leather apron immediately strikes a chord of recognition. This was Emereldi's apron, the one he used when he worked. The one he used when he worked down here with you guys. You can even, it feels almost warm to the touch, and there are two large pockets where he always had his hands, and then a small leather strap that ran across the top where a bunch of tools used to hang. It's well worn, but it is in pristine condition.
I'm gonna look in the big pockets. I'm gonna put my handies in there.
What are you looking for?
I just see if you left anything, like a note or something in there, maybe.
Give me 1 second.
But you bet your butt I'm keeping this thing, though.
Okay, so what's happening?
Easy enough to do.
I found Emereldi's work apron.
Does Zeph remember that it seemed like whatever Emereldi wanted, he could just pull out of these apron pockets?
I love how you're metagaming here, Drew.
Apron
so
pockets
hard.
of holding.
That would be.
Oh my god! Now I'm gonna try and make that.
I was just thinking it makes sense for this, like.
I was also saying it's pristine. So
Do you guys move anywhere?
Yeah, match was instantly.
Did they move to another room?
I would definitely say
like,
identify that.
No, we're
You just
in
found
the.
that.
Oh, I will. Yeah.
It was hanging on the
I can
wall.
ritual cast identify, but I'm not gonna do it right now. I'd rather.
Wait for a little bit.
Yeah, wait until we're.
We might want all of our spell slots just in case he has like automaton.
You reach in, and as you're reaching, you're looking for something?
A tool, a book, anything.
Like something deliberately left by Emereldi, like that?
You can reach in and pull out. There appears to be a simple soldering tool that wasn't in there when you reached for it, but for some reason you put your hand in there and grabbed and it was in your hand.
Brad just has Tinker's tool in.
Okay, yep, cool. I'm gonna put it back.
You put it back in there, no indication that it's in the pocket. No change in weight, no indentation of a tool.
I'll try it again.
Okay, what do you look for?
Yeah, I'm gonna look for that soldering iron again, specifically.
The what now?
Soldering iron.
The soldering iron.
Appears instantly in your hand.
Alright, real quick, Cliff, Ziff, what's something that you would like, that you think Emereldi would have had in his pockets is? What does Emereldi have in his pockets is? 3 guesses.
First 2 don't count.
Oh.
Notebook. I'm gonna go for a notebook.
Oh, well, he always used to help me concentrate when it came to manifesting my weapons. Plural. He always used to make me concentrate, help me concentrate. He had this cap that would fit over my face perfectly, and I couldn't see at all, and couldn't hear. It would block everything out.
I'm gonna reach in, see if I can find the creepy kip.
You produce a cap.
Nice.
There you go.
No, you can put it back in.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, thanks.
And yeah, that's the last thing I'll look for is a notebook.
Okay. So you have a item, unless you want to spend time to figure out what it is. You have a robe. You have an apron that.
Can you just flip the pockets inside out?
I think that might be a better idea to do
The
a small room
universe
like this. I feel like
disappears.
it could be, we could get crushed under the weight of
That's what
thousands of
happens.
pounds.
Maybe
Of
not,
gold?
though.
I don't see why not.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
so
it might be a great
you
idea.
have, you
I don't
have
know
his
anything
apron.
about
I'll do it, but just not right
You
now.
have his apron. Anyone else doing anything as you look around the? Sorry, just trying to figure out. Yes, you have his apron. You also find, as you're looking around, because you rolled a 23, you do find one project that is fallen underneath one of the tables. It looks to be this like weird kind of like oblong tube that, as you walked past it, the smell in this room is very just kind of a overwhelming smell of just all kinds of things. As you walked by it, it smelled almost like not natural gas because that's not scented, almost like sulfuric. As you walked by this tube underneath there, and you glance down, you're like, the heck is that? You reach down, lift it up, set it down. What you can see is this long cylinder, maybe about 2 feet long. It appears to be that there is a kind of a saddle, kind of like dip in one end of it, and a small handle that projects from about halfway down. There appears to be what looks to be these coils that wrap around, kind of helix style, along the outside of it, and the whole thing kind of has this burnished copper look to it. The top has the cylinder on the top is about 8 inches with what looks to be these like long kind of slots that run across the entirety of it. But it sets there in actually pretty good condition. But yeah, that's what you find.
Okay, I'm gonna take that and put it in my bag of holding.
Sure.
Try to identify that later, see if
Okay.
anybody could use whatever it is. Weird stick of sulfur.
You find one more thing in there. Another item setting on one of the the desks. A small, about 14-inch, almost like a basket, but made of metal. So rectangular and about 3 inches deep. The inside of it is full of, for lack of a better term, almost like a circuit board style of just circles and ridges and lines and wires, all kinds of things just jumbled on the inside of this little metal basket that it's all resting inside of. Looks very intricate, fascinating, and also not broken.
I'm gonna look at that, and then look at Pahul, and then look at that, and I'm gonna put that in the bag.
Okay.
Wait, can I see?
Oh yeah, for sure. Here you go, mate.
Does it look like intentionally designed this way, or it's just
Absolutely.
a jumble of stuff?
Yeah, that's neat.
Do any of these things move on it?
Oh yeah, there's like switches and flips and all
Do
kinds
you
of
have
stuff.
a picture?
I do not have a picture.
Please
of it.
don't break it. That would be a very Zeph. I feel like Zeph and Glyph have had
If
many
you would like
arguments over
to
the
try
years.
to flip a switch, you have to roll a d10
Yeah.
to just press on something and see what happens.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a d10.
Brace yourselves.
Wait, what?
7.
Brace yourselves.
You flip a switch and you watch a bunch of lights appear on it.
It's better now.
How did you even? Okay.
Lucius is trembling.
Is there
something else?
Yeah, is there like a really
again.
attractive looking thing?
Roll again.
Look, Lucius, do you get your hand in there first?
Lucius sees the lights come up. He's like, ooh, light.
It's not a Simon, guy.
Make a wisdom save.
10. D10. Oh, you're making a wisdom
See
save?
if he pushes the button.
Okay.
I push the button.
You push the button.
Roll a d10.
10.
You push a little switch and you see a dial turn. You see a little ring of light go down and disappear completely, and the whole all lights turn off, and then all of a sudden, the sound evaporates from the room. Sounds like you're underwater. Everyone within that radius, because all of you are within the radius of this thing, are affected by slow.
Gosh, this is pretty
Your speed is halved. You cannot take reactions. You can only take an action or a bonus action.
Guys,
What the crap are you doing?
I'm rolling back out to the body.
It's gonna take you.
You sound like Andre the Giant, the Princess Bride.
I'll use my action to dash.
I am here.
So I can
And you are here.
slow motion.
You will not
Removing
be
yourself from 30 feet of where they're standing, you feel the effects retract from you as you step.
How long does this last? Do we get does it feel?
After about
like
60 seconds, the effect disappears.
I'll take it on.
right before Zeph's finger touches the button again.
Lucius starts running. Waiting
Well,
for
it's
his
slow.
mistakes.
As it goes, and immediately all the lights turn off.
This is useful.
Yep, I'm just gonna take this
Wait,
vehicle
why don't
from-
we experiment with it and find out what everything does?
in a safe place when we're not trying to figure out what's going on with Balefire.
Because also, what if something is has made its home in this place, and then you make a loud noise? And
I'm not afraid.
Well, being
Well, you
afraid,
should be.
being afraid and being tactical are two different.
there
Yeah, I
could
think
be a
it-
lot of different things in this place.
Yeah, I will
Who
say
knows?
it's probably not to our advantage to be messed up.
I'll fuck you guys up.
Yeah, I mean, we specifically took a
We've
short
already
rest
been here a little bit
outside
too
so that
long.
we
All right,
weren't
I'm
messed
just
up.
having a hard time here. Look, when I first met you, none of you wanted to be tactical about anything. I kept saying, let's, I don't know, do some investigating before we run into this situation. You were like, no, look, open the door, run in.
But we did investigate.
So I've learned to be a little more, assertive. And now, what? I'm too assertive?
Yeah, there's a middle ground you haven't found yet. It's fine.
Well,
Also
that's the
still
story
don't
arc
really
for the
know
next.
most of you. So that's still a thing that I'm learning.
Hey, I think that Thorgren made a good point. I don't know, he feels like we're kind of on a ticking clock as soon as we came in
If
here.
there's one thing I know, on this side of the border, we've been waiting here a little bit too long. The longer you stay in one place, the more than likely you're going to start getting hunted or you're going to bring some bad things. We shouldn't hang around here for a long time.
Calvin, you said Emereldi's
Good point.
apron was found here.
I've never been
Is
in the
there
mines,
anything
but I've
in
seen
this
enough
chamber
stuff
that
that's told
has
about it.
these
It's
purple
not great.
crystals that we've seen?
Ooh, good question.
In this room, with his investigation check, no.
Hey, you guys want to go up the stairs on the other side? I feel like
think so,
Thorgren's right. We should probably start to beat
Well,
feet a bit.
yeah, we should do something.
Is there-
So,
Could we maybe tactically look at things? Maybe whenever we get to something, each person gets
I can turn scary
5 foot
and
square.
tank some of the traps if there's traps across the hallway.
But maybe we all look at different things. Like, hey, I'm looking for things that are super magical. You're looking for trips.
Oh, I don't have a spell for
Even
that.
if we get up to the top, alright,
I like,
we're
I
going
like
to be
her idea.
outside.
Hey, is
we're not
there-
going
is
to be
there
in
like
a
a-
small little.
I'm sorry.
Is there a
I
double
feel
break?
perfectly safe down here.
There's like a is there
this.
a break that's 5 pounds? I'm gonna mage hand it. And I'm just gonna take it to the middle of the room and start pressing it down on the floor, man. Just
nothing
because I'm
happens.
scared. It's nothing happens.
happens.
Guys, it's good.
Let's just go up,
Let's just
Up
go.
the stairs.
the stairs.
Moving to
Okay.
the stairs on the far end of the shop that begin to rise up, you reach the base of them and can see about 10 feet up that staircase is completely collapsed.
Never mind.
Well,
Like how collapse? Like could I like slip through it with my lanky ass frame?
There is nothing. There's no openings that you can see. It looks like the top of the roof caved in, and earth and dirt fell in on top of it.
That's really
Has there been any like nameplates above doors or anything?
Nothing you've seen yet.
Okay.
All right, I guess we go the other way then.
yep, kind of decision was made for us, right? So, yep, let's go back the other way.
To be fast.
So you reach the last option, which is the door. The door at the far end of the main hall.
Which is just an
Average size door.
As you approach it, you can see two things. First of all, this door is well made, a little more homely, with some kind of wrought iron designs across it, than the simple wood doors that are through, most of this place. The other thing you notice is that embedded in the wall just to the left of this door is what looks to be a steel plate with these strange kind of not impressions, but like
Oh god, we're getting another puzzle.
no. Not impressions, but like indentions or like raised portions, some runes that are like written across it. Lucius, you recognize this. This is very. It's not too dissimilar from the giant panel that you tinkered with in the warehouse.
In the warehouse?
A long time ago.
Guys, that's just like the thing at the warehouse. It's
The one
like
that we both failed to operate and
Yeah,
destroy.
no, what do you mean? I operated it perfectly. I just pressed a random fucking button and everything was fine.
We both.
Yeah, we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Here's what I know.
Am I the chosen one?
It's much smaller
long story.
and
Eddie?
not as straightforward as the one that you saw, but the design looks
Man, it'd be
very
really cool
similar.
if I didn't drop Eyes of the Runekeeper.
You can drop that?
Yeah, basically, I like to think that in roleplay that I talk every time I level up. I talk with Lord Farai, and I'm like, I don't like this ability. Can you give me another one? And he's just like, yeah, okay.
At one point, he's gonna stop giving him abilities.
See what I can do.
Yeah, 'cause like, oh, you didn't like the magical ability to read any writing ever? Cool, will you get?
Well, no, I'm invisible now, and I can see 120 feet in dark.
Yeah, he's doing great.
darkness.
You're,
chilling.
you're invisible?
I mean, if I stand still and want to be.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, you see the ornate door and the small control panel, essentially, on that side.
Is it in a language?
Not that you recognize.
Guys, does anyone speak whatever's on the?
I'll look at it.
It's Draconian.
Sweet, what does it say?
I mean, hey, Ziff, you want to read this?
Yes, I can't read Dwarvish.
I can also read it.
You can read Draconian?
Well, is it Draconian or is it Draconic? Or are they similar to each other?
Oh, Calvin has to make a call.
It's similar to Spanish, or Central American.
Zotros
No,
and Sotros.
I'm going to say it's Spanish to Portuguese.
Oh God.
That's not bad.
I
actually.
don't know, because I think lore-wise, nobody knows what Draconic is except for the Draconian.
All right, then guess what? Will you get to learn a new language?
Tell you
because
what,
don't know that.
have him you can tell some of it, and so you're gonna try and piecemeal together.
Yes.
Yeah,
These
I mean,
sentences
if you want
as
to
we're
attempt
just.
to much like a language you don't know is I know that word,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
maybe
Give him
I
a
took a
few.
Duolingo
Roll for
course.
it. Roll for it, and we'll be right beside you, just
took a
reading
Duolingo
it.
He did this equivalent of learning High Valyrian for no reason, and now it's relevant.
What do I roll for this?
intelligence.
Okay.
I think this is a
You're like
Hyberian.
a plus two,
level.
Yeah, I'd like to hold on. I'd like to think
Hyberian?
we all look at it at the same time, but he's the first one to go. Oh, I read.
I'm looking
I
at
read.
it. And I'm
I read
Pick a
Draconian.
high variant of your
Hyberian?
choice.
Yeah, it's a Hyberian.
He's the kid on the mission
ahead.
trip that took intro to
Yeah.
Spanish in 7th grade. He's like, I know what I'm doing.
I prepared for this.
What?
Not bad. It's a 15 plus 2, 17.
17, not bad.
DC was 30.
You recognize one thing that says, basically translates to safe.
It is safe. The door is safe.
The door is safe.
No, I just read one.
How many buttons are
The
there?
door is a
Hard to tell.
No.
It looks to be maybe about 4 different functions that could be done on
4
this.
functions.
What is the
D4.
safe?
Yeah, I'll
You're
just
gonna randomly punch. All right.
I pressed the 4th one.
You reach out, and your hand, as you reach over, you can see some of the runes begin to flash on this little kind of.
I'm gonna get electrocuted again or die.
kind of this strange squarish area, and as it does, you can see these runes kind of appear, and your hand kind of goes over, and you just kind of touch a couple that glow, and they flash briefly as you do. As that happens, you hear the sound of this deep thrum as something turns off.
Guys,
So like
I turned off the bomb.
or like
Just
behind.
in the
Doran
room,
looks
like
over
in
his
the entire,
Some
just like
people
under
don't
the
have a
ground
phone.
above your head, just everything just turned off.
Guys, this is great.
What did that button say?
Yeah, what did it say in Draconian?
It says there's basically the description roughly translates to safe or unsafe.
Did he push the unsafe?
He pushed safe. He basically activated the safe protocol.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
I got really scared there.
Well, you made the room safe.
Do I go again or no?
Hold on,
No,
then.
as you go to do
Wait a
that,
second.
Pothole grabs your hand, and we're like, we're not gonna just keep pressing.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. What would you need to say?
I got a
That was the
W.
thing. Alright. Does this mean, like,
No, it's
safe for the lads that are hunkered down there?
right.
And they've actually made a bunch of traps come out? Or are we talking, like, it's safe to walk?
I think
And
what it was originally probably unsafe because they were being attacked, so they turned on the defenses.
That is so
Likely.
smart. Yeah, that's definitely what that is.
Which now I'm wondering, did we
Is there a knob to the
possibly
door?
stumble past
The door,
traps
yeah, the door
that we
has a knob.
didn't notice?
They
No,
was probably sprung long
Nothing?
Yeah, we would have.
Is there
Do you think it might have been?
Is there, like, a key
the point
slot?
that
There is.
Red orcs
that is irrelevant to me. I don't have any thieves tools. I was just curious.
Locked door. You need a pick lock.
Sure, if
pick.
you want.
Right. Okay.
Can I go back and examine the closest orb in the ceiling
Sure.
again?
I'm gonna start messing with the lock while he's doing
Nothing
that.
doesn't come
Nothing
down
has
or
changed.
anything.
They're still just orbs embedded in the ceiling.
They don't like if I reach
What'd you
up
get
and
in
try to
measurement?
pull them down. They don't.
Yeah, your hands slide across the smooth surface.
26.
Yeah, because I'm proficient.
Are they
with
like the underside
these
of an
tools. Wait,
egg?
no.
It's
Yes.
Semi-glossy.
Yeah, these tools.
Okay, but like in shape.
Yeah.
If
No,
I,
circular.
Wait,
okay.
sorry. So it'd be plus
metallic?
8. So 16 plus 8.
No.
24.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's just a cool material, so it
reason
doesn't
why
look
you
metallic. It doesn't shine like metallic does.
This one.
You got a 25 on the
24.
24. Sorry.
24.
Door unlocks without issue.
You did it. Good job. Do we open it now?
Push or pull.
Can we open it?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it just a real gentle.
Door opens. A small room. Well lit. Lights appear as you open the door. About 30 by 30. A simple yet well-used wooden desk sets in the middle of it with a high-back chair sitting right behind it. The walls covered in shelves. The quill still setting in the inkwell. The parchment still unrolled on the table. The couple of odds and ends, a few baubles and bits sitting on top of it. It's someone's study.
Hi, Ziff and Balefire, would you guys like to come here for a minute? Everybody else, just take a minute, but don't break nothing.
Sure.
I've solved the puzzle, guys.
Okay, so the three of you step in.
He really seems to need to talk to you, Calvin.
What? Why?
I mean, because you just
You just
shouted
yelled
that
at
you
solve the puzzle.
solve the puzzle, guys, with your hands raised in the air.
Oh no, I was just explaining.
He was just
I pressed a
explaining
random
that he
fucking
solved
button.
the
It looked like you were waiting to get
he's
called
feeling
on.
victorious.
Which it was like, okay.
No, not the room.
I
I'm
felt
sorry.
his vibe.
I'm sorry.
I felt his
No,
vibe.
I'm not. I'm not
Alright,
that
so the three of you step into the study.
Yes.
Flashbacks happen, yes or no?
Not in here.
Okay.
You've seen the interior of this place? You've never been in here.
Hi, Balefire, you ever been
But on the desk there is a mug that says "Best Dad Ever."
world's best dad?
Oh,
Sure.
Dragon.
He kept it. I told you he'd keep it.
It's really.
Is it like a deformed mug? Kinda
Yeah, it's like really bad.
we made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to make one, but I just made an ashtray.
It does say it in Draconic, and when you like hold it just wrong, fire erupts from the cup. So he doesn't use it. Yeah,
Honestly, heartwarming.
Okay.
it was one of Glyph's first projects.
He has a shitty ceramic mug.
Let's pocket it because that later on.
I kind of want to leave that there.
So stepping in, are you guys looking for anything, or are you just looking
Can I make a
around?
quick perception check to see if I see anything out of place?
You're
not in there.
You're not
Close that door behind
Who's
us.
behind you guys?
You
said three. You said three.
Glyph took Balefire and Zeph in with him.
Oh, I
and the
respect
rest of
your
you are
space.
standing
I respect
outside
your
of the door right now.
Can I guide you guys before you leave?
Yeah.
All right,
He
you
like
for a
just
minute.
reaches a slinky little arm inside and boops us.
Yeah, and then like thumbs up and like recedes.
you got this.
Balefire, I know what you think. He's a creepy guy, but he will grow on you if you give him a minute.
Absolutely terrifies me.
Yeah, that doesn't go away. He will terrify you indefinitely.
You just get used to the lingering terror. It becomes part of you.
It's like someone's always like breathing on one of your ear holes.
That's terrifying.
It is. Yeah.
Now let's respectfully examine Emereldi's.
I mean, we can.
study.
I'm gonna assume it's Emereldi's study.
Looks like it.
Yeah,
There is a nameplate also on
It
a
says
brass
Emereldi
nameplate that says Emereldi.
I didn't realize his first name was Roger.
So weird. Okay, so
Roger the dwarf.
anything specifically you're going to look at or around?
I'm going to look for notebooks because I figure somewhere in his notebook.
So you're looking at the desk?
Yeah.
Investigation check on the desk. Are you looking anywhere else?
Describe the room again. Bookshelves and desks.
Bookshelves all over the place, desk in the middle.
Any door? Any
Nothing you can
doors?
see.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna examine the bookshelves,
Investigation check.
especially anything that says dragons.
Bale will help one of you, so whoever
I
wants
got a
advantage.
16 on that.
From now on,
Have him help.
like, if I
have him help
dice,
Zeph.
bring
I got a
your
16.
Advantage on you, Drew, as he helps you look at the...
Nice. That's good.
Investigation
Plus 50.
plus 50. Oh, good.
I see minus
19.
19. You roll only a 16?
Yeah, 16.
Did you use the guidance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, guidance.
I can't do it on 3 people.
Oh, okay. Never mind. You guided him. Okay.
Later levels.
Okay, so with a 16, you begin to search through the desk. You don't find any notebooks. You only find the parchment open on the front here. Nothing written on it, as it is. It's just open, just a simple piece of parchment with the quill and the inkwell. As you're kind of searching through the desk, your hand reaches underneath as you kind of set down and kind of like feel underneath the base where kind of the legs would be, and feel a smooth, rounded piece of metal set, maybe about 8 inches wide, set up underneath the desk.
How many inches wide?
About 8 inches.
Okay. Noted. What? I'm gonna see if I can get my eyes under there and see if I can figure out what that
Looking
is.
up underneath, it appears to be some sort of a slightly rounded, if not flat, contraption that is set up into the wood. Hidden quite well, actually. Had
it
you not
just-
felt the metal contrast of the metal versus wood, you would never have seen it.
Okay. Is it kind of easy to get to, or does it feel like it's got to be like Rubik's Cube's out of there?
Reaching up and pulling it down, releases, no issue.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a bummer. But yeah, I'll look in there, see if there's anything in these secret.
If it was Rubik's Cube, you'd be here for another hour.
I'm colorblind.
Come back next week.
Damn, that fucking sucks.
Why did he make an all
Come
gray
back next
Rubik's
week, guys.
Cube?
We'll figure out if
It's
they
a
pull the
Rubik's Cube.
thing out.
Yeah, it's actually grayscale.
You can see
It's
it is a
just-
small device that is rounded on one side, so it kind of like rocks up with a flat kind of front to it. Nothing appears on it. There appears to be some sort of like runes embedded in the bottom of it that can be like pressed upon, like and they'll glow with a little bit of an arcane light. But you've never seen anything like this before, so it's going to take some finesse to try to figure out what it is or how to turn it on.
Okay.
So it like comes out from under the desk. Like,
No, it just detached.
oh, okay.
It's a
You pulled
just
it
a
out.
Tiny
Okay.
little, yep.
Okay.
Do you want to try to figure out how to turn it on?
Yeah, I'll press a couple buttons.
I will say go ahead and use intelligence plus your proficiency because you're using your tinkering ability, which is
Just
you know.
piano flourish, xylophone that thing. Just run your fingers all across it.
16.
16 will do it. 15 was the DC.
Hey.
As you guys are looking through you guys are still looking through the
Bookshelf.
Trash.
bookshelves. You are kind of looking across and kind of pressing some of the arcane marks to see if anything happens. And as you do, you hear the sound of something go boop, and you hear something very, very quiet. And you kind of lean in closer, and then like you pull away and push another thing, and all of a sudden it like makes a weird gibberish noise, and you push another one, and all of a sudden it gets louder. And the three of you hear
Bop it.
this.
Pull it.
Twist it.
Hi, school.
Don't
My
put the...
name is Emereldi, and this is entry number 8 in my documentation of Project Ordnance. It has been a few weeks since I was relocated to this new lab somewhere in the Draka Plains. Truth be told, I was skeptical at first. It seems like a waste of time and resources to leave the capital city for a small mining camp in the middle of nowhere. But the young Lieutenant Rihan seemed insistent on changing locations, and when the union rep is footing the bill, well, you don't have much room to complain. So here I am setting up. Hopefully the tests and experimentations can continue with little to no issue. But truth be told, I am looking forward to less day-to-day supervision. Early studies are suggesting an improvement in the bonding process when they recognize one person's face over several, so hopefully the less union reps I have wandering around my facilities, the better we will be off in these early stages.
I mean, that was definitely his voice. Talking about Project Ordnance, which I feel like we are the Draconian Ordnance. So,
Yeah, I think there might be a slight connection there.
Nailed it, yep. Didn't need a high DC on that one.
A what?
Yep, exactly. I think this is kind of like a... some sort of... I don't know the right way to put it. Like a means of capturing someone's thoughts, almost.
A diary.
Holy shit, you open the door?
You're not in there.
Yeah, she heard the sound, so she peeks in. It sounds like a diary.
Sounds like a diary to me.
That sounds like
It's his journal.
yeah, he's recording his progress.
Oh, okay.
You remember how Mimic could do that?
Yep, I do remember that.
Right,
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Leave his voice in objects. Or runes on objects. I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
So if you press another one, do we get more information?
I mean, only one way to find out. I'll press the next one. One that looks like 2 arrows going to the right.
Do you press another one?
Yeah.
Make another check.
Hibby. And it's a natural 2.
As you begin to search through, you can hear the beginning of that recording again as it goes, and as it progresses past that point, you begin to hear more. But instead of a clear voice coming through, you begin to hear this like it's, and the runes flash sporadically. It seems like there may be a little bit of a malfunction going on with this, and you were not smart enough to figure out how to circumnavigate that.
So you figure out how to fine-tune
You
it.
need to find a way to fine-tune and find what is hidden inside.
You just hit the rewind
That's
button.
awesome.
Does it have skip prevention like the old Walkmans?
You wish it didn't. That would be cool if that was a thing. Looking through the bookshelves, you find a couple of things. First thing you find is there is a book that is set aside from all the other books, which are all very well maintained and kind of organized. There's one book that is very rough looking, set into the bookshelf. It is in fact a stack of papers that looks like it was punched through with some metal dowels and then bound together with some thicker kind of leather, but is like wedged up in the bookshelf. That's the first thing you find.
Yeah. And I pull it out.
Okay. Pulling that out, you can see it appears to be a very haphazardly made tome with a title across the front in like rough handwriting called Notions of Potions.
It's my birthday in 2 days.
By Emereldi Dracon.
Sweet.
That's so exciting for you.
That's if you guys give it to me.
Okay.
The second thing you notice is a slight little trinket that sets on the bookshelf that is slightly askew.
Yeah. Let's look at that.
It looks like a little figurine with like the bottom half that's like facing forward. It looks to be like maybe a tiny little automaton, kind of rotund and stout with like these 2 arms holding up what looks to be like a little spear and a little shield. The head, however, is tilted like 45 degrees to one side, not setting like perfectly straight as it should be.
Yeah, he's gonna grab that and set it on the desk And then straighten
It does not move. It's setting on the bookshelf.
He's just gonna straighten that little head then.
About a 3-foot section of the bookshelf
Oh fuck yeah! Sorry.
retracts back into
My
the
favorite
wall
trope.
and begins to turn and opens a very small, very thin hallway.
All right, here's our chance to ditch him, boys. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Balefire's all in. He's like, yeah,
No,
sounds great.
no.
Already down the stairs. I think. Hey, do you think we should get everyone else before we go through this?
Yeah, sure. But also, I want to see what else I can find in here before we let him in.
Searching the rest of the bookshelves, nothing of note. Lots of books, lots of notes. Emereldi seemed to have been a very well-educated person, and this was his private room. But yeah, everything of note that you could find, you did find.
So nothing like no book called Where to Find the Dragons Now.
You rolled a 19, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't find that book.
If I were to ban the dragons away, they would be.
Yeah. How to Train Your Dragon.
If you rolled a 26, maybe you could have.
Okay.
Roll again.
That was actually
Is that how that works?
Yeah, it is. It's if you don't know.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna need you all to come in here and then roll this 20-sided dice
Do you open the door?
to find things.
Yeah, I'll open the door and I'll tell everyone, hey, feel free to come in. We actually found a secret passageway.
So as you do that, you open the door, you hit invisible Lucius standing still, and it's like,
Oops.
no,
Now,
my bad.
they
my
had
bad.
been in there for about probably 20 minutes.
Oh, in that time, I've definitely recovered my crowbar then, right?
It was underneath the giant door, but sure.
She had potholes help.
I was.
Yeah.
For this time, could I have been like listening out for any other sounds?
Towards the end, as they're getting ready to come out, they open the door and are like, hey guys, we found a thing. As that happens, make a perception check.
Would I have perceived as well?
Were you trying to perceive?
I always am.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception.
Oh, Sabini, I can't believe we left you out there. Sorry,
9.
guy.
Yeah, you don't hear it.
Shivering in a corner or something.
Where's my dad?
Reach my
Which one is that? 24.
Nice.
24. You hear the sound of footfalls descending the steps.
Fuck no. Sorry. I'm so bad. I'm so sorry.
Hey, just whoever's closest to me.
Yeah.
I think I hear something.
Which steps?
From the way you came.
Like the main entrance?
The main entrance.
Can I tell if the illusion's still up? Like from like whenever we walked in and there was like the wall that was like you couldn't
From
see.
this side, it doesn't look like it's up.
Okay. I'm going to kind of like make everyone hush and then try to stealth closer over there.
Do you tell them
Yeah,
to
I'm
do you
like-
guys hush?
And I motion.
I
over
think we
towards
ought to
the front.
go. We just found a trap door.
Yeah, I think we need to keep going in.
Yep.
Shut it.
Okay, let's go.
We'll find out.
Okay.
Wait. Ohiana speaks. Coming around the corner at that instant as you're all like, we need to go, you can see sprinting around in like heaving breaths a familiar face. You don't know their name, but you recognize them. They're one of the actors from Dimitri's Circus. You see them look up, their eyes go wide. Oh, thank God, I found you. Rushing as fast as they can down the hall, sprinting towards
His
you
name
guys.
is Christopher Walken, though. He is an actor, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
so there you go.
100%. Thank God I found you guys.
Okay.
Everybody's got to walk.
That's canon.
I have an urgent message for Ohiana
Yeah?
that I think you probably need.
If he talks for 30
Please do
seconds
that.
longer, he's
Please
going to
do
be
the
Jerry
entire-
Seinfeld.
Oh, it's getting there.
What's the deal with the airline food?
You guys probably need to say this thing. No.
I think Ray Romano chases
runs up
that one.
and basically collapses into Ohiana as she picks them up. Saphira, what's wrong? And Dimitri sent me. There's a problem. What do you mean there's a problem? He would not say. He needs you now. And she kind of turns around and looks at all of you for a second. How did you find us? It's not important. We have ways. The trappers, they were here first. We have information. They knew you were coming. The point is, you are needed right now. Here, and she holds out a crumpled piece of parchment and shoves it in Ohiana's chest. And Ohiana steps back for a second and kind of looks at it. lips kind of silently moving as she reads the lines. Kind of folds it back up. As if you're right, give us a moment, please. Of course, I'll wait down the stairs. And they turn around, kind of nodding to you all, kind of sheepishly as they do so, and kind of step away. Nohiana kind of turns. As much as I would like to keep this brief, there's a problem. One in which I don't wish to bother you, as we are in the depths of what appears to be a very serious expedition. But I owe a dear friend a debt, and I must help him in his time of need as quickly and as expediently as I possibly can. So I'm sorry, I have to go.
Like peeking his head out from the door, Glyph's like, yeah, wait, but I thought, didn't we put on that performance of a lifetime? Wasn't that like payment of the debt? I thought we squared it up.
Yes, that was for bailing me out of jail after I tried to kill the gods. This is a debt from. This is a debt from long before I fell in with all of you. One that I would not leave if it were not something of great import.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna square this up in the next few hours. I mean, we could kind of stay together. That's kind of been the MO, you know.
I understand.
Just say you don't want to be around us anymore.
Lucius, you of all people know I am not fond of people following me around and interfering with my life. You were privy to that when we first met, but I grew to enjoy you and accept you as part of our ragtag group. And in a way, I think all of us have accepted each other in some way, shape, or form in this ragtag group.
Oyana, what sounds like the others trying to convince you to stay, I think I can say, is just them not being able to express to you that we value you as a member of this group, and we wish you well and all the success. And it is good to know when it's time to move forward in a different direction.
Ohiana walks up to you and kind of gets eye level with you, a little shorter than you, but like gets up towards you. Kind of you can feel the cold emanating from like the frost that kind of perpetuates on her skin, and she kind of narrows her eyes at you. And I've never grown to really like you, Zeph, but I have learned to respect you. Thank you. You can respect me when I say I will come back. We're not done yet with whatever the fuck this is.
That's what I'm saying.
But I have to do this.
Well, go in grace, I suppose.
Gonna move on.
Yeah, I just look at Zeph. I'm like, great, mate. You got your wish. We're gonna split the party.
Also, please come back.
He just pumps his fist.
Of course, this shouldn't be more than a few days' time. But Dimitri would not call upon me if it were not an imminent threat to something.
You're making more stories to tell for later.
Stories of which I hope to be a part of. But who knows? Maybe in a few days I may need the antics of another ragtag group to maybe help me. But hopefully I can do this quickly and quietly without much muss or fuss.
Hey, don't go group cheating.
Of course not. This is a solo mission. One that
Dimitri... she said another ragtag group as if you have other ones.
I was referring to you, Glyph. I was referring if I need help from you all, that you would come and help me.
But also,
it makes sense now.
Don't pass up the opportunity to make new relationships because you're holding on too tightly to the old ones, because those are still valid and will not disappear.
Are you like a therapist?
I mean, Glyph just starts like scratching his temple with his pistol. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Balefire standing behind you is like, well, you get so fucking philosophical.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. You see what you did?
Meanwhile, Ohiana just kind of nods, looks at you all, gives a lingering look to Lucius, and just kind of keep them alive. Mm-hmm. And she walks up to you. She walks up to you and you alone, and gives you a hug.
Lucius weakly embraces them, and Lucius starts doing the thing like kids do, wiping away tears, just hands and face constantly, just blood,
blood tears.
Blood tears.
Oh my god.
His cheeks look so rosy now.
She wipes one of them off.
Okay.
No tears. I'll be back. You can count on it.
I hope to God you don't ever get a bloodborne illness.
Ohiana steps away, walks over to the messenger, who she called Sephirai, kind of stands there and nods to them, and Sephirai kind of nods and says, good luck. You know where to find us. And turns and immediately puts their hands on the ground and begins to mutter, and you watch as these sigils appear across the ground, creating this kind of a blue circle that appears before standing up and nodding to Ohiana and jumping through, disappearing down. Ohiana pauses for one more moment, looks to all of you. Good luck. And jumps in. The door
What
closes.
the crap? Has she always been able to do that?
No.
You should have asked if the other person knew about this symbol.
Yeah, I mean, it's just shit.
Yeah, really, they left very quickly.
God
I kind of
dang
thought,
it.
like, maybe we were trading
That's what I'm saying,
Ohiana
but-
for that guy.
Like, why the crap are we walking everywhere?
I mean, we could have been here today.
I don't think I understood
Well, no, at least
that
I mean that's a job
transaction
opportunity
just
though.
This is true.
This is true.
We just hire him every time we want to move.
I like this guy. I like his goat.
Who? Oh, I thought you were talking about the teleport guy.
No, I don't give a shit about Saphiro. I mean, he's cool. I've met him before. He's chill. But not as cool as Logren.
Goatman?
I mean, jury's out, but what?
Okay.
Tunnel time?
Tunnel time.
Tunnel time.
It's tunnel time.
Listen.
That's the name of the episode.
Tunnel time.
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Turbo Man, ripping off the line from Turbo Man. It's
Turbo
Turbo Time.
Man.
This is tunnel time.
Seth just nods
The
very
Turbo Man.
sagely and lowly says, "Tunnel time."
Everyone in the party, one at a time.
That I can't know what song that is, but as soon as he sees the tunnel, I think of the bam, 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 as you guys are walking into the tunnel.
It's
and then
tunnel time.
immediately have to stop because you realize it has to be single file.
Yeah. We totally slow walk
Yeah.
into the tunnel.
Tunnel time.
And then
Yeah,
just kind
dang, tunnel time.
Shit, stop it! Stop! No, it's not like that. Made a dirty joke out of this.
Good job, Vista Van Goat.
That was the best one.
Vincent Van Gogh.
Pothole glares at the goat.
I lean over to Thorman before I go down. I'm like, hey, Pothole might beat the shit out of you, goat. I'm not liable.
What the crap's wrong with Vinny?
I don't know. He's trying to be as cute, and he's not as cute, and Pothole feels threatened.
It's like the Frumpkin of this campaign. I'm just gonna get punched into the ass.
Frumkin was not nearly as sassy as Pothole.
Yeah, Pothole is a saucy little bitch.
Maybe they should be friends. Put on Vinny.
No, you don't understand. He
Pothole
weighs
would crush
at least 500 pounds.
Well, put Vinny
Vinny's no
on
bitch.
Pothole.
of
Have you seen the
how
hind
many
hunches?
gallons of water are in that
Have you
thing?
seen Vinny's hind hunches?
Paul's Danhausen weighing 300 pounds.
Alright, well, put me on the goat. He puts his hands up like a little kid waiting to get picked. Mate, I'm not gonna pick you up, you're heavy. Jesus, go down. It's tunnel time. Let's
A little
go.
kid waiting to be picked up. That's adorable. It's
Think
like,
how unstoppable you'll be with the bottom half of a goat and the top half of a
Oh my god.
Okay.
We created a new mythical creature.
being that
top goat.
this secret tunnel is single file, someone has to take point. Who is that someone?
I'll take point.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, you want to take point? It is your guys'
We all slow look at
Not
Off you go, lad.
Right.
all three of the Draconians slow look at who just said, I want to go first.
People asked. I'm sorry.
Honestly, I think we would be better off with the goat, maybe.
Goat can take point.
First as well.
I mean, here's the thing. Before anyone says, oh, you know, be fun going first. This is a secret tunnel of one of the most wise mages, wizards, sorcerers to have ever existed.
Didn't we turn it to safe though, with the little twisty of the things?
I don't know if that applies to secret compartments. So I feel like it would behoove all
How many
of us.
puzzles and secret compartments do you all got?
Right, you know what? Why don't we just fuck it? Who wants to go first? Hope you don't get speared in the face.
I say we push Vinny in and slap him on the rump, make him run down and see what happens.
That's fucked up. Please don't kill Vinny.
Now we have to put a PETA warning at the start of this episode.
I'd rather not see my boy.
Butthole just follows these instructions without just. He just does
He
it.
picks up Vinny and he's just walking to the tunnel.
I'll just carry Vinny like gladly.
I mean, like,
Got ourselves a Cain and Abel situation here.
if we're scared about traps, then we should put the tankiest person up front.
Which is Pothole. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, tanky.
I mean, Tabidi can dodge almost anything.
True.
I mean,
Pretty observant.
You're pretty observant too, but you're also a child.
I mean,
Someone can tie the rope
Allegedly.
to me and then...
You have to grow up sometime.
Yeah, but you see, that doesn't do anything against shrapnel.
Fine.
Either one of us would work. I mean, I probably am better at looking for traps than you are, but you can probably withstand pain a little bit better than
I
me.
can also look for traps.
So you're
I
gonna
don't
avoid
have bad investigation or perception.
Okay, yeah, if you want, I'll go right behind you, but if you want to go
Yeah, that's
first.
pretty good. You can take
You
point.
can be a shoulder mount.
Bingo, I'm going to shoulder mount on the line.
Alright,
so we're
walking
going-
up with the maul in hand.
So we're going
So are
lion.
you gonna be looking for things?
I'm
The crap
is he
is
gonna
playing
be-
chicken.
We're all going to be looking, but we're figuring out the walking order.
Okay,
of this.
I just need to know who's in front.
Okay.
I don't need a walking order.
Our
Right,
armor's in
misses.
front.
Armor's in front. Okay. And Glyph is behind, which is secondary, but that's
All right,
good to
Glyph,
know.
I'm gonna give you guidance again. I think because you're gonna be the one looking.
Give it to him. He's in
Give it
front of
to
me.
you? Okay.
Yeah, he's the one that's going to see the most.
Okay. Stepping through the little hallway, stepping through this thin, narrow hallway, you can see there's one small magical light that illuminates every probably 10 feet or so back here. The hallway continues to a sharp left, maybe about 5 or 10 feet down past the bookshelf, and heads to the left and goes down about another 20 feet before branching off into a T. You can see a light illuminating the T section, one going to the right and one going straight.
straight or right.
Is there any sign to give any indication what might be down either?
No.
I say maybe to the right.
To the right?
Flip a coin.
Flip a coin.
Hey, even or odd?
Does the tunnel look like it just like the
even
one that's straight ahead look like it?
Even
I
will be
don't know.
straight.
You can't see.
Odd will be right.
Okay.
We're going straight.
Okay, straight it is.
I mean, it'd be easy to backtrack if we didn't make any turns anyway.
True.
You head straight, begin to move past the T intersection, which stretches down, which, by the way, the acrid smell does come from the right.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, maybe we go right.
But acrid smell.
To the acrid smell?
Find out what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe shut the lid on what. Maybe someone left the
True.
toilet.
It
lid
smells
open or
bad,
something.
and I want it to not smell bad.
See?
By the way, I'm casting light the entire time.
If they want to go that way, I'm fine.
Yeah.
My vote is we go that way if you guys want to go.
Remember how my life's
You are
described?
leading.
The
It's a
acrid
giant-
smell is bad smell.
You turn to the right
Means
and
more
begin to head
interesting
down.
things.
You begin to head down, casting light so it illuminates a little better.
No, my
You
God.
reach what appears to be a small
Everyone's
room,
just-
10 by 10.
It's really
A 10 by 10 room with one what looks to be small pedestal set up in one of the corners of it. Up underneath a small pane of dark glass.
The pedestal is sitting underneath a dark
Underneath.
pane of dark glass.
Where is the acrid smell coming from?
Somewhere beyond it.
Can I
Beyond the glass.
go to touch the dark glass?
It is. You push it, and you watch as these four kind of large panes of glass immediately start to like wobble, and then begin to like slide, almost like Tetris style, away, revealing a room behind it.
Discover new room. Let's go.
As you step in, Lucian's light illuminating the room
Love these things.
before more magical lights begin to flash and illuminate the entirety of this room.
Okay.
The smell hits you strongly in this room. This kind of acrid, burning smell. You can see immediately this room is pretty large. Kind of a 12-foot ceilings with these long kind of brass tubes that interconnect with each other and the ceiling itself, creating this weird kind of weave-like pattern across most of the top of this room. The interior of this room is filled with one long table directly in front of you, piled with components and papers and other items. A table just off to the side of it with small crates shoved underneath it, setting on top of it, filled with other hunks of metal, pieces of stuff. It's hard to tell. It's all in a jumbled, piled mess. But the biggest thing you notice in this room as the lights illuminated is the green glow of the dozens and dozens of tanks. These tanks, which stand about 10 feet tall, maybe about 5 or 6 feet in diameter, set atop these large kind of brass orbs, about 4 in total, that encompass the bottom of this thing, on which it stands, with looks a little bit like of a balcony that runs across the top of the orbs, and the tank sits in the middle of that. These weaving, spinning coils and wires and pipes run from the orbs into the sides of the tank along the edges of it, connecting it. And you can see this dark green liquid that kind of bubbles gently inside these tanks. Like I said, about a dozen that you can see in front of you, and looking to the left you can see several more, another 15 or 20 of them off to one side. And then to the right side of the room, as you're looking in, there looks to be smaller tanks, different design, kind of squarish, suspended in these racks that kind of are overhang racks that are kind of set inside these like multiple little like bluish boxes or crates or whatever you would call them, set off to the right of this room. That's not the crazy part, though. The crazy part is the 2 tanks directly in front of this table that you see. Resting inside of them, suspended in this green liquid, are these forms. They're large, kind of triangular heads pressed against their kind of wider, broad chest. Their limbs kind of dangling slightly as they float in this weird green liquid. The spines running across their back, the scales running across their skins, the tails floating aimlessly in this liquid. It's 2 draconians.
Babies.
Full grown.
Not babies.
Like adult age, like not even like wormlings. Like they're not even like wormlings, like they were at one point. Like
no,
full grown.
Full grown.
Do we recognize them?
No.
Can I make a medicine check?
Is there any names on you? Yeah, before you do that. Looking for no identifying.
I'm gonna make a medicine check.
There is no identifying marks on these tanks. Other than some crudely drawn, looks to be like chalk drawn on the presumably glass tanks themselves. Mm-hmm. And you see DO-44, DO-81.
Okay, well that's pretty clear. I mean, number 44, number... How many of us were there?
There's a lot. Maybe there's failed iterations.
Are they trying to bring like DO like dead on, and that's a date?
Can I make a medicine check?
No, I feel like that's draconian ordinance.
Can I make a medicine check to see like if there's any afflictions, mutations, or like just wellness check on like these
the tanks themselves?
On the tanks themselves.
Certainly. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Drew, didn't we
just because I can to be on the safe side?
Yeah,
I'm
they're
gonna cast Divine
should be in our
Sense.
description.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
+6 and +2.
Yeah, Drew, I thought we gave
26.
ourselves our numbers.
We did. Let's see. Note.
Right? Yeah.
Fulgrim, can you tell me what Divine Sense does, please?
Divine Sense. You can detect good and evil. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or Know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
What does 100
You can
sense
use
do?
the feature 4 times.
Because you might be able to
I wanted
sense
to know.
track.
Good enough. Thank you. With a 26 medicine check. Yes, 26 medicine check.
26.
With 26 medicine check, you're looking at the bodies, the welfare of these bodies.
Yeah.
They do not look to be living. The state in which they are hanging in looks to be slight.
Is it like a suspended? Like, is it like somewhere in between, or is it just like fully dead?
They don't look alive. There doesn't seem to be any breathing. No rise or fall of a chest.
Yeah.
No beat of a heart. No flicker of an eyelid. They look to be as completely just
yeah
still.
Okay.
However, you've never seen anything put in a vat of liquid and survive. So
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I point to the plot hole.
well,
Yeah.
until
I met these weird guys.
so it's entirely
Because
possible.
all the things that are in like vats, like in the place I used to live at, like was like parts of bodies and stuff.
yeah, to keep them preserved. So
What were their numbers?
in
Don't
theory,
drop the dice on this one.
44 and 81.
To the bay.
44 and 81. Yes.
Yeah, do you find your number?
79.
That's I'm 92.
I'd like to use Awakened Mind to try to speak with the one that's 81.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I'm going to give it an image of the situation that we're in right there, just to like make it, if it's alive, make it aware of
its state.
its state. Right. We are there. It is there.
You're giving this thing sentience?
And if you do that,
You are that thing.
does it respond?
That is its choice. It's not something. I am literally just, if it can receive, if it has a language that it understands,
It can receive. Yeah, it can receive the
this,
mental.
Yeah.
You impart this imagery into its mind. You watch the body suddenly jerk and spasm for a moment, the eyelids fluttering, the whole body twitching, the arms kind of curling for maybe about 4 seconds, and then it just still.
Is there
Make a medicine check for me.
is there anything in Emereldi books or anything, or like in that journal that would maybe tell you what the process was for breaking people out of goop?
I mean, obviously none of us were a part of this part.
So you're
Right,
saying
no,
from
I'm
eggs, you guys
saying
can
check
put
his
bats.
journal.
Assuming this is a normal process.
14.
14.
Yeah. I'm -2 on it.
Usually when you impart imagery into the mind of something, you can you have a feel for the mind in which you impart it into.
Yeah.
It helps you to direct where you send this imagery.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing when you reached your mind
no
out.
personality, no
There was nothing
individual.
Yeah. There was no essence of a being
Self,
that you
right.
imparted it to.
No soul.
No
You
soul.
did Divine Sense, right? Did that?
Divine sense?
Yes.
So in the context of divine sense, I will say no, it doesn't pick anything up. However, in the context of my divine sense, you do immediately notice something. There is a thrumming energy that emanates from a box on top of the big table right in front of everybody that no one is seeing. It's buried. You wouldn't see it immediately, but you immediately get hit almost like a wave of heat that perpetually just.
Go over and grab it, pick it up, and bring it to the center of the room.
Sliding parts across and dragging this small metal box, set it in the middle of the table.
Do you boys recognize this?
Like I said, never been down here before, so definitely not.
You said there's components on the table?
I'm getting
all
the
kinds of stuff on
strong
the table.
fits from this box.
Wait, I look at my draconian friends, I'm like, that's probably setting a boundary. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, I don't really want to mess with anything in here. So you said, what explicitly about this thing?
So the guy,
I'm getting very
that's
strong.
not a guy. That's just a body.
Just meat.
Is it
A living body.
Huh.
Like, is it open?
Soul stuff, man.
It's
that's
not
just
open
weird.
currently.
Is there a latch?
It's locked.
Do you want
Yes.
to open this?
Yeah, I mean, I'll try and pick the lock.
Oh, you got this, guys.
So you said you got a feeling of heat from it?
Almost as if it was a heat, like a wave of heat. You just felt this sorts of energies emanating from it.
Almost like
It was like
Almost like if you would
specific
open an
kind.
oven and just, whoo, like a wave of heat.
I noticed
don't know
it
if that
very
meant, like,
quickly.
infernal or-
Yeah.
Can I reach? Can I reach my mind
17?
into the box?
It's not mechanically locked.
Oh, it's an arcane lock.
Can I reach my mind into the box?
Sure.
Do I sense anything there?
No essences of
Okay.
soul. I know what you're trying to look for, but
I think Lucius is around the.
you hear a voice. Help me! I'm kidding. You don't hear it. No. You don't.
Burn the box!
I'm gonna take 10 minutes and ritually cast Identify on this bag.
Ritually.
Okay.
And is there like tubes like connecting from these vats? Like, do I see like an access point? Like,
Yes.
Where?
There's tubes all over the place. Are you talking about
I'm gonna follow the tubes from these and see where they're connected to.
the tubes in these? So the tubes that connect to the tanks themselves
Yeah.
are connected to 4 orbs, large brass orbs underneath the tank. So imagine, if you will, almost like a 4-foot, like the tank sets on top of a large brass ball that is 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
And there are spiraling like copper tubes that come out of it and large kind of pipes that come out of it and connect. And across the tops of it, there's like the metal is like laid across it in like plates. So it's not like a perfectly round orb. It's like plates of metal all creating this circle.
I see.
And there is like the green from the tank also seems to have like there's like slits where you can see the green from the orb as well. So where the origin of whatever in the tank is in the orbs below it.
It's back to fluid, man.
Are there tanks that are empty that have the same green fluid in them?
There are several. There's several tanks around here. Most of them are filled with green fluid. A couple of them seem to be empty, but the majority of them, the only 2 that you can find that have any semblance of a body, is these 2.
Okay. I'd like to try to find a way to open up one of the other ones and get like a sample of the goop.
Easy enough to do. They have openings all across the top of them. Easy
And
enough to
then
open up. And
hand it over to Lucius.
But he falls into it.
Do you want to?
Uh-oh.
I figure what this is. I don't know what it is.
Sure, I'm a nerd. I'll go
It
for
might
it.
be able
Well,
to
I'm not really like
either
a
help
backstory.
these 2, or it might even be able to bring them back to consciousness, if that is possible.
Sorry.
Saving more
no,
of
you're
your
fine.
Did I say
allies.
something?
No, you're fine. I'm
okay.
just waiting to see. So he's
know
spending
if those
10
are
minutes to
allies.
look at the
10
box.
Yeah.
Is anyone else doing anything in that 10 minutes other than looking at the containers? Because there is the right side of the room where the blue boxes are.
Blue boxes?
Yes.
Yes.
You're gonna look at those?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, you got. There's more shit. I gotta
Okay, holding
Large metal racks, maybe about 15 feet across, with like almost like rollable racks, are set with these blue boxes about 2.5 feet by about 1 foot, with rods that kind of hook up into the top of these racks, so they're suspended basically, almost like planter boxes or some type of a thing, all hung up in the air about chest high. As you walk over, you can see all these blue boxes. There is light that emanates from the top, like magical light, not from like a source, but like sourceless light that beams down on these like 4 or 5 racks that are pushed up against this wall over here. And these blue boxes are slightly transparent, and you can see there appears to be some large kind of objects, like solid objects, set inside the first box that you approach.
Okay. Lucius like pulls it out or whatever.
It slides out almost like a drawer.
Okay.
Like it slides out.
Looks in it. What?
A deep gray, like a dark gray, egg-shaped object sits in there.
Holy shit. Draconians assemble. I don't know, guy. There's
I'm ritually casting Identify still.
there's an egg. There's an egg here. There's an egg. Like
All right,
Lucius
all
like.
right.
No, I don't want to drop it, but like.
Balefire's like kind of reaction to the room.
Make an insight check.
Okay.
Balefire heart song check.
Guys, I'm a little
It's
concerned
playing
here.
Tiny Tim's Tiptoe Through the
11.
Tulips.
Not good then.
What's that? About as shocked as everybody else.
I don't know that we want to go messing around in this room that Emereldi has hidden so carefully and seemed to have been protected from whatever happened.
Yeah, are there any like books about or journals or something like dictating the process? Nothing.
There's a few notes here and there, but it seems to be tracking progress on the tanks. Seems to be like diagrams of the tanks themselves, kind of explaining like how to make sure that just a diagram of the tank with like some notes on like the process of like pulling the fluid from the orbs below and into the tank above, and some sort of a process to pull the fluid out and up into a recess above. That's why there's pipes that are leading up into the ceiling. And there's like a diagram that shows how you can open the top of it and how you can, apparently the whole tank itself can be detached. But yeah, it's a whole, nothing of like note unless you're looking for something super specific.
So you guys just want me to like leave it like alone, or like?
Let's wait until he finishes.
Okay.
10 minutes pass. I will say as a note, as you're doing this, you're obviously kind of like setting out, and because you don't just sit there and just like meditate, you're like tinkering with these things.
Yeah.
So you're pulling out all your stuff, you're setting it down, you're looking through your stuff. You've pulled out some of the tools that you found while you were down in the shop. You pulled all these things.
I'd specifically reach into Emereldi's apron looking for the key. What unlocks this box?
Not in there.
Damn, that'd be really good.
Try, guys.
Nice try. Nice try.
You look for like random draconian soul in there. Pull out and put
Pull
it.
out a draconian soul, apparently.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna put that back.
So you, at one point, you pull the small recording device out and set it down, and as you had set it down and you were finishing your tinkering after 2 minutes, you do notice the lights that were like flashing sporadically as you were messing with it earlier have stopped flashing and have gone dormant back to what it was originally. So you feel as though if you tried, you maybe could access that device again. Not right now, but I'm saying that it looks like maybe enough time has passed to where you could try to like have another go at that. So that's a totally different thing. So.
Could you
Yes.
try that maybe?
To dispel the lock.
But after casting Identify, you can tell this is a box that is imbued with the spell known as Arcane Lock. So basically, it requires a specific word to unlock it,
True Love's
or other. You would know other magical means could unlock it. The knock spell could probably do it, or a dispel at a high enough level. could do it as well.
So I'm going to reach into my bag and I'm going to pull out the Fist of Magic Displacement. Yeah. Put that on, and I'm just gonna tap it and see what happens.
Do you have that?
Fist of Magic Displacement, does it have a description to it?
A glove made of black steel and leather forged by doors of old is an action. You can strike a creature or object and dispel any magical effect for a duration. Out of combat, roll a 1d10. The effect will last that many minutes.
Okay, go ahead and roll a 1d10.
Pop off.
No press. 3 minutes.
Hey, 3 minutes. That's good.
So you
just
tap
Any
it,
minutes, really.
and you can immediately feel the sides of this thing, with no seam on it, mind you, immediately open, and it pops up just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, open it up.
What's in the box?
Open it up. This simple box looks at one point to have had 5 objects in it, 2 of them missing. The other 3 are still in there.
Okay. What do they look like? What are they?
Well, to put it succinctly, it looks like hunks of rock. Dark rock.
Oh my god.
Purple rock?
With strange kind of purple veins running.
Oh wait, I
Through
thought it was
it.
gonna be like deep steel or some shit.
So it looks like the essence of the God's Star.
It looks very similar to the giant shard in an old warehouse you fought in. It also looks very similar, if not a little rougher, to the several spines in Balefire's back.
Are these like? Do they look like they're active?
They don't look like they're doing anything. The only person who would feel any sort of vibe from them would be Thulgrim, who immediately can feel, again, that like heat wave of energy just pulsing off of these 3 objects. The rest of you just see 3 shards.
I'm gonna be honest with you, now that this thing's open, I feel like we need to be really careful with this.
I'm gonna go ahead and just
Sealing it up
that.
might be
and
The best thing.
put
How many
the
crystals
fist
are in,
back in the.
There's supposed to be
How many crystals are in Balefire?
Balefire? You haven't looked, but maybe about 4.
4 crystals in Balefire, so.
But none of them
Which
looks
one
like.
are you
Are they identical or
They
are
go
there like
in here.
variations? Like
Oh, definitely variations. They're not all the same.
They're not
There
identical,
is
yeah.
variations in the design of the veins of purple running through them. There is even other colorations to some of them from what you saw. The shapes of them are different. The stone itself even looks different. Whereas one might be a piece of like shale where it's like thin and layered. Another piece looks almost like onyx in design where it's mirrored and almost like sharp on some edges. Another one almost like a piece of clay where it's rounded and almost like could be soft to the touch possibly.
From the indentions in the box, could we tell maybe the shape that the others would have taken?
Hard to tell. It's almost like a velvet just kind of like inlay.
But one looked like it would have fit perfectly the thing we saw in the factory.
No, that was a massive piece of it.
Oh.
That was like a dark crystal size, like
place somewhere and they absorb.
it was like a dark crystal like chunk of it inside that grain
Calvin?
grain thing. Yes.
Can I check Draconian Ordinance 44 and 81 and see if there is like.
Based on your medicine check, there's no
crystals?
There's nothing on them. No deformation of that kind that you can see.
I'm gonna close it. No, I'm not gonna touch him. That's a bad idea.
Bale, did Bale feel anything from that?
Yeah, what's he doing?
He stared at them. Didn't say anything.
Okay, I think.
With your identify spell, there is some sort of property to them. They're not just a thing of energy. Identify gives you like a certain idea of like what they could be based on what you've seen and your experiences and all of the avalanche of data you've been processing in the last 4 hours of kind of moving through this place. These were designed for purposes. What purposes you don't know, but Emereldi seemed to think they could be used, and they seem to have worked.
Cliff, can I try something?
Maybe. Let me run this by everyone first. I have a feeling that he was using chunks of the Guard Scar rocks to imbue certain magical abilities into, for example, 44, 81, 92, and you.
79. You know my number. Why do you never say it?
I like to hear you say it. So, I think we should probably not mess with these.
Okay.
I mean, look what happened to Balefire.
I have another idea. I like what you're saying, and I hear you.
Okay,
and I
Dragon,
honor
tell
that.
me what your idea is.
Say it.
Those crystals gave us our powers.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe we could siphon off some of the excessive energy that Bale's dealing with.
There's a possibility, but
using one of these.
Is anyone a wizard or
I
something?
feel like that is wildly.
Sounds like some wizard stuff.
Emereldi was using these to make us stronger. Might have a use for them at some point.
Yeah, but sometimes, the vessel can't handle all of that.
Can I?
And
I'm
then
not
explodes.
saying me. I'm not saying me at all, but
Insight check.
Yeah, I was about to
Make an
say.
insight
I was
check.
like insight.
Are you insightful as well?
Yeah.
Make an insight check.
I hope you're more insightful than me, because I rolled a 7.
Shevin.
That looked like a 1.
Well, I rolled
Yeah.
a 16.
16. Seems truthful.
Okay.
What about with the 7?
Also seems truthful.
Okay.
You have no reason to
Alright,
doubt.
cool. Just wanted to clarify.
Seems truthful. What about a 7? Totally lying.
He's a
Opposites of it.
liar.
No, he seems.
That's
he's-
natural one kind
He
of
doesn't seem to be hiding anything. He genuinely believes that those possibly have a use.
I didn't know if he was kind of looking a little power hungry or.
Yeah, that's why I closed the box.
Yeah, Hey, I like those neat stuff. Is that a time stone?
Can I
put on that? Can I just hold on? I'll hold
they're in
that
the
for you.
box.
put them in the pocket?
Yeah,
Thorgrim's
you want
not
them in
feeling
the
very
bag of holding,
comfortable
or do you want to leave
Oh,
it
yeah,
here?
I think we can put the box in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
For the sake of divine sense, it's not a bad vibe that you got from them. It's just a massive amount of just energy.
This looks any sort like
Oh, God.
it
A
is
bag of
like
holding and a bag of
the
holding.
God Scar.
That would actually, there's something.
You
I know
wouldn't-
exactly what
mechanic
it's
in the
done
game. There would
to
cause
somebody.
similarity.
You
I'm not
wouldn't.
kidding.
I'm a
So this is the
little
first you're
leery.
hearing of the God
Sorts
Scar.
of tear in between the realms.
You've never seen the God Scar nor
explains
any
this.
repercussions of it. there's not really a lot of that would lead you to believe that these are a part of it. But if what the Draconian is saying is true, then you would know a little bit more about it. But yeah,
So we
this is the
know
first time you
anything
hearing
about
that
it,
these are
just-
related to the Gutscar at all. So, but you can ask if you want more specificity on it. You can. You're more than that. You're more than welcome to ask him.
From my times like out in the wild, do I remember like have any memory of being close to the Godscar or being able to see anything that
On the edges of it,
resembles?
never across it. It is well avoided, and not even roaming bands of barbarians would go near it. There's something about it, something about as you get close. Any man, woman, child, brave, cowardly, strong, weak, whomever that has ever come close to this place, all can agree something feels wrong as you approach it, almost as if your entire body is telling you to flee. And in fact, that's the most prominent memory, is that anytime getting near it, even not even heading in its direction, but just knowing it was nearby, just that sinking feeling of like, I have to get out of here as quick as possible. No threat of danger, but just
Unease.
the perpetual feeling of I have to leave.
Do I get any of that feeling from these?
No.
Okay.
So none of this rings any sort of bell with, I guess, what would I know from Fulgrim the First?
Oh, you know the stories.
But the stories don't.
Stories never talk about stones
Okay.
or rocks. Stories talk about
Just
what happened
explosion, essentially.
and what has become of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey guys, what do we do about? Are we just gonna leave things as they are? Like, are we not gonna acknowledge or or even take the egg that I found? Because I don't know.
I don't know if that would be a good idea.
I'm asking the Draconians because that's the only people that matter. Like when it comes to this.
Well, I think we've all got a vote. I mean, democracy's still in effect.
No, I'm talking about priority within the context of this
Yeah, but
situation.
this could
because-
possibly be your like family.
Yeah,
Technically.
Well, I will say the two that are in the tubes, we don't know, and they don't have no offense to those husks, soul. So I don't see that as members of.
Do you know the numbers of your friends?
Would we have known Sirius and everyone else's numbers?
You hear Bellfire nod.
Sirius was 51. Electra, 52.
The twins.
As close to twins as you could get.
Paternal.
Yeah. What about Tremors and Mimic?
Tremor was good old 77. Mimic was, I believe it was like 68 or 69 or something like that. He
I don't remember if he was 69. I think he was.
He was
69.
closer to me, so he was probably 69.
Nice.
Of course.
Fucking nice,
Mimic's
Mimic.
cool as
What a
fuck.
perv.
He didn't choose to be a sister.
And what was Bellfire's number?
Mine is 66.
Is there any like?
60, 66.
Oh, fuck me.
60, 66.
So is they all have like their sort of like own abilities? Mm-hmm. Do the ones in the tanks look like they have like any like signs of
Any obvious signs of no.
Okay.
All right, so I guess we leave then.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the box and put it in the bag of holding.
Are there there were other tanks that were like this size, or
Yeah.
Can I go and see if there's any other chalk markings on those?
If there is, it's been smudged away. These are the only two that have any smudge marks on them. The only other thing in this room that hasn't been looked at is the second table off to the side.
Oh,
Sounds like
check
someone's
over there.
Easy enough to do. That table appears to have what looks to be components, parts, half-completed appendages. A hand here, which would be upper part of an arm and a shoulder connection, like a upper from a knee up, all made of like metal and wirings and intricate designs with plates of metal kind of laid across them to give them more form and design to look more lifelike. None of them fully complete, but many components all kind of like strewn about. But yeah, that's what. And also several parchments that are almost like Venn diagrams. No, not Venn diagrams. What's the one I'm thinking of? The one with the guy that does like the
Da Vinci Man.
Yeah, the Da Vinci Man.
Whatever it's called.
I don't know.
Oh shit! I know its name.
Yeah,
I don't,
me too.
It's on the tip. It's like a really cool name. I'm looking up the Da Vinci diagram
Yeah,
thing.
please
The Da
do.
Vinci Code.
No.
It's something man, right?
Yeah.
Circle guy.
An old circle guy,
Something.
multiple on
The
there.
Trebubian Man.
Vitruvian man, yeah.
Vitruvian. Yep.
Vitruvian man.
Trebubian.
The Vitruvian Man.
Vitruvian man.
Sorry, Da Vinci.
Da Vinci. Oh.
So there are these.
We're leaving these. Do we not want to do anything with these? We want to just leave them?
I mean, what I want to do is, like, poke and prod and open it up and see what happens and all sorts of stuff, but what I
think what we should.
I just worry how protected this was.
Quite protected, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, if a bunch of people who have no idea what they're doing start doing stuff down here, I feel like could have disastrous consequences.
I mean, like, I hate myself feeling this way, but like, I'm really like, I don't know, that ache, I don't know. Just
You're curious.
It's not even curious. It's just the fact that I don't know.
For me, it's more.
It might.
If we leave these two.
There's
down
a sound of a ding, ding, as everyone turns around and sees holding in their tiny little metal hands potholes looking at the recording device, and he
Lesson.
looks up guiltily and like holds it back to you like apologetically.
Well, that's true. It might say
Hands it back to you.
Thank you. Yep, I'll hit the...
As you take it in your hand, it makes another and you hear something else.
Oh, it's because Calvin had a recording ready. He really wanted to play it.
It's like these.
Emereldi, they're gone. Entry number 164 on Project Ordinance. Research for a new power source continues. I have seen a 28% decrease in bionic responses over the last 4 months. I don't have an answer yet as to why the early hatchlings did so well in adapting to the bionic replacements, but as new broods are created, the compatibility for bionics continues to decline. Further tests show that the gene pools continue to degrade as time goes on. Side effects seem to affect only coloration or recessive hereditary genes, but I fear there may be unknown side effects which I haven't seen yet. I must continue to look for a new power source that delivers a more sustainable stream of energy. These fluctuations in the current energy could very possibly be attributing to bionic rejection.
Right.
Do you think we might be able to use the crystals to bring these two to life?
I don't know if that's wise to do. Like,
That might be the souls. It might be like soul stuff.
it could be. However, if we get in there and start mucking around and turns out
Let's not play God.
they're insane. Yeah, there's something. I don't want to have to put
Play
you
gods.
guys through the trauma of
It sounds like
putting these things down.
Emereldi found that whatever source of power he had, presumably these crystals, was no longer sufficient to bring
Hey,
sustainable
Balefire,
life.
did you always have those crystals, or were they like affixed like after an incident, or did you always have them?
Do we have hearts of stone?
From my memory, I've always had them.
You always had them?
Yeah, I was never
Okay,
without
so it's been
them.
happening for a while.
Do you think yours might
They've been
be in
relevant
your
for a
hand?
while. It's not recent development, these things.
I mean, it would make sense. Hey, do you think yours is like stuck in your arm where you put all your 75 weapons out of?
My crystals?
Yeah.
Maybe your heart's long as the crystal song.
Do we know anything about that?
Anything about
like implantation
Did
of
Emereldi
crystals
ever
by
talk about it?
Emereldi?
Make a history check.
Did I ever accidentally go get up for a drink of water in the morning or at night and stumble across it.
And stumble across it, yeah.
Investigation?
History.
Oh,
21.
okay, that's good. Because 13. 12.
21. You were never told specifically about anything being implanted, but it does stand to reason. Balefire has implantations, and he's 66. You guys are a little later than that. Perhaps the process was refined.
Yeah, I think maybe originally he was using some other stuff and it wasn't working. So he went around and mucked about with the guard scar, and that's kind of how we got our stuff.
So, like, ours are more refined.
Yeah, probably.
What makes you think a God Scar has anything to do with these?
I have no idea. He likes to say that phrase. I think he's a bit of a conspiracy nut. He just literally throws that phrase around whenever he's talking about magic.
Hear me out!
The recording also talked about bionics.
They're putting crystals in the draconians.
Yeah.
Turning all the freak. No.
Like metal?
Yeah,
I mean, this is not how we were born.
so you guys definitely
Didn't
have
we already put
implantations
two
then.
and two together
These
that the
are all-
crystals are from the God Scar, though? I feel like we put that together, like,
I mean, that's an
Does-
assumption. There's not like nothing in clear writing that's like, hey, yo, this is definitely this.
He's gonna go back to his notes.
I mean, what point?
I don't remember anything like that. I think.
It's gonna take me a while, because I take
It's actually right here in
That's
his
the
notes.
Mandela effect. He said something one time.
Yeah, it said something
no
one
one
time.
challenged him.
And he
Wow.
just took
I
it
literally
off.
had-
And later,
I literally have notes from like last year.
That's crazy.
January 18th.
Okay, yeah. So with all of this new information and new design and new material, where do you guys go now?
I think we
Let's
just
go straight then.
Yeah, the other way.
The other way?
Honestly, I think we made the smart choice. So.
Yeah, I don't think. I feel like if we took the liquid,
Is it
out,
the
they
coolest
would've
choice?
died.
No.
Those
I-
all the recordings?
You want to press another button?
Where's the buttons?
I mean, just in case there's more.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean, you might activate some things though.
It explodes.
But hey, I can't talk.
Glyph has the recorder if you want to.
Yeah, you can try it.
This recording.
Make a
Explode in 5 minutes.
intelligence check for me.
be smart to BD.
Natural 20. This kid's a genius.
Hold on,
Let's see.
Hold on. Don't let my stinky dice. There we go.
Oh,
18.
18.
18.
Yep.
Hello.
You begin to mess with it a little bit, pressing on some of the glyphs that flash, hearing some strange noises, tweaking a couple things. Nothing seems to be working. And you push one more and kind of press and hold it for a second and begin to hear a voice rapidly speaking. So you stop and press another one and you hear a click and a whirl. And then you press one more thing. And another message filters through.
If this is sent by the God's Car, I'm gonna be pissed.
Entry 763 on Project Ordnance. I recently come across an anomaly while expanding the subterranean units. I attempted to remove whatever this was, but quickly discovered there's more to this thing than I thought. A strange mutation in the earth and surrounding areas suggests this anomaly has capabilities beyond what I could ever imagine. I lost 6 automatons in the attempt to remove a sample, but was successful in retrieving a few shards. I ran some tests on them. Whatever this material is, it's been affected with a strange source of energy, older than anything I've ever seen before. And the purity of the magic that emanates from it, I've only seen a precious few times. I attempted to integrate the shards into the current brood, but quickly discovered all the bionics suffered major malfunctions when in proximity to this material. I took a few of the shards to the most promising embryos from the new brood and implanted them with these shards. No bionics. And if my theories are correct, could very well be on the path to the breakthrough in this project. Only time will tell.
Did it say where He was like searching for them?
No.
Okay.
Maybe you guys are the.
I think we
promise.
figured
I think
out
these-
Balefire's problem.
Yeah, can I get those crystals out?
Either that or take the bionic out.
Yeah,
I
because they're
don't know if
not
taking his
compatible.
bionic is gonna be an option.
But I
There's
don't
maybe
know if the
something-
crystals will be
Balefire, do you have any bionic components?
I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know if you don't have any bionics, but if what that says is true, then maybe there's something I'm not aware of.
Do you think he's talking about my bionic legs?
Okay.
There's other salt, but I don't see anything in here that would help me remove it.
Maybe something deeper within then.
It might be like a.
Keep it open, you know.
Skeleton or
We,
some kind
we're
of-
running with little information, just keep open mind and keep them going forward.
Did anyone see on the tanks like any place where we could like shove one of these stones and then like press a
there?
button and then it infuses?
Is there like a.
I think that's a horrible
Input.
idea.
I mean, there's a couple different like inputs and like places you could attach things, but nothing specifically that says like put a rock in
HDMI
here.
1,
No.
HDMI 2.
Yeah, nothing
HDMI
like
You would
3.
think that they
I would
would
like to-
put
I would like-
signs
I would like to
that
add a
on
You would
tie
think
to
so.
if I was
make
Rev.
sure there weren't accidents.
Another one for the I'm glad Red isn't here.
Unless you're the only
Or
person
maybe
doing
not.
it.
I don't know. He would definitely be fucking around and finding
Wow.
Could I ask Balefire if he
Balefire,
is
yeah.
okay if I inspected to see if there's any like obvious like markings on him for like
On
bionic
Balefire?
parts? Yeah.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh man, that's not.
Oh,
good.
this will be good.
Get a fire.
I don't think he
That would be
already
good.
likes me. Oh, 21.
Oh shit.
21.
Dab him up.
What's
go.
up, Bale?
Brethren.
Hey, baby, take
I
all
guess
that
you can
plate.
take a cursory glance, but that's all you get.
It's fine by me.
He
Well,
pushes.
it's
just gonna-
all right. Just pretend we're checking ourselves for ticks after a camping
Yeah, I
trip.
mean, the ladies at the Hardy Brother got more than a cursory glance. And you had to pay them, he's willing to do it for free.
Oh, he just burnt the
They're
place
great
down.
party
Pretty sure I
players.
just burnt all of them to the ground.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were.
And thank you for bringing up such a painful memory.
So,
A medicine check.
medicine.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, I'm good at that.
Dang it, a medicine. Oh, never mind.
Are you?
How good are you?
Make more jokes, Will. You could have had inspiration.
True.
9.
Shit, fuck.
9. No mechanics in there, obviously, that you can see.
Nothing
Okay.
I can see from the outside.
Okay.
Is this everything we're doing, or we're moving on to the next
We're
room?
moving on.
Yeah, it is moving on.
I think you just have to move.
Same lineup as before. Armir in
Yeah,
front, Glyph behind him.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
out.
I will say too, when we get out of here, we're really gonna have to be careful with that box of crystals.
Well, it's in the bag of holding, and that's like in another dimension.
Good.
So
Yeah, you say that, and I say what bag?
But don't lose it.
I also think we just need to be
All
careful
right.
just in general.
Huh?
I think we just need to be careful in general.
Oh, for sure.
because-
We're in so many pies.
I promise you, if it was hidden that well, there's somebody probably looking for it. There's a reason why it was.
I mean, everything was broken in.
Also,
People were dead.
trappers
So.
that are dead now, and they probably were supposed to like notify whenever.
And the Union's
this
shady
would
as fuck.
happen. And so they
the
probably
Union's
have
ahead of this.
already
Yeah, I
sent
think
another group.
at this point we've come to the realization
We're in
that
a
the
bad
Union
spot.
is responsible for what
You know,
we are.
no, literally said no. In one of the messages, he literally said it's like headed by the
Yeah.
Union rep.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
it was
Fund.
Rihan,
The money's where the power is.
that guy.
Oh,
I will
yeah.
say we definitely need to find a way to interrogate him whenever we get back.
Who?
Rihan, because he forced the movement,
Oh, what's
the
down this hole?
relocation from
True,
the
that's a good
place
idea.
to here.
Yeah.
So there must be a reason why he moved it here.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah, to somewhere that's outside of the Union's jurisdiction. That's all.
Yeah,
for
but how do we
grace.
get Rihan, which is the AKA the king of the Union?
Yeah, now, but not then. I don't think, right?
He's
it's
high
a,
up
like
there.
commander.
He's a
or
upper
something.
echelon.
We've talked to him before.
The recording.
No, we haven't spoken to him.
The
Yeah.
recording is of a lieutenant Rihan.
Yeah, it wasn't like a
He got
full
no,
power.
but like I remember, he's like the head of it.
Yeah, he's the head of the
Rihan,
Union
Rihan
now.
today
Yeah.
is the head of the Union.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying.
it's probably like
Good
his
boy.
like dumber little brother. Who's,
Oh, sure.
yeah,
for sure.
different guy.
Different Rihan.
yeah.
That's who Finland
Straight
was
away.
supposed to
Well,
report
apparently he's
to.
clever as fuck.
Where's the?
Things come together.
That was what?
Are we
Who
down the
Finland was
hall?
supposed to report to.
That is true. Finlo was supposed to have a meeting with Rihan.
Have we gone down the hall?
Yeah, we're going down the hall.
All right, so you guys are going down the hall.
Walking
As you're
inside.
going.
You're just yelling over your shoulder. Oh well, I mean,
What the
it's
crap
that
is
Rihan
happening
guy.
with this?
You reach another room after marching for about probably 100 feet or so, you reach another area. This one a little bit wider, another pedestal, a longer, thinner piece of dark glass. And as you walk in, you don't have to touch it because the lights illuminate. Lights appear. And you can see in here, it's a simple viewing area to a room beyond it. A room that at one end has a collapsed doorway and opens up into a sprawling open room that immediately triggers a memory for both Glyph, Zeph, and Balefire. And that is where we will leave you all tonight. Picking up next time to find out what is this room and what do they know about it.
Guys,
where are we,
party
dude?
room?
As a note, before
That's
we leave
arcade.
this off, I need to let you know, Glyph, according to the recording device that you've tinkered with, you are 3/4 of the way through it's the entirety of its data.
Oh god, there's only one more.
There's one other.
Can I keep playing with it next week?
Possibly.
Yeah,
We'll
I
see.
literally just give it to Tabini.
Yeah, I can't have it. I'm just
He
like,
has a magic
Keep tinkering.
I feel like the old man that got his first DVD player, and he's like, "Set it up, kid."
DVD player.
But we'll find out what happens next time as you guys are moving pretty well through this dungeon crawl. But as the next time, thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you all so very much for listening. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Wild Magic School Bus. I hope you had as much fun listening as we do making this for you. You can catch new episodes each Monday on whatever podcast platform you use. While you're there, leave a review if you want. It actually helps us out. We've got socials too. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Wild Magic Pod or on Reddit at r/WildMagicSchoolBus. Either way, stop by and say hello. We're always happy to meet new friends. See you next time.
Hey, you better get your shit together in 2 weeks.
You better drop out of college and figure out this dice stuff.
Freaking.
wait,
That's
you gone
it.
in 2 weeks already?
No?
How many weeks until you're gone?
I don't know. Few,
I
probably.
feel like that's something that
Wait, what?
you
I'm
should
still
know.
around
What's that
too. Do you know when college starts? Are you still in college?
Yes.
How many doobies have you smoked
It's
this
probably
summer,
like-
Will?
I think I'm leaving the 9th.
The D&D version of Van
19th of
Wilder.
August?
Yeah, of August.
Okay, we've got
Oh, yeah, we got
over a
time.
month.
Van Wild form.
7-year
Like
senior.
6 weeks.
We're fine.
Yeah, like 6
Okay.
weeks.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Can we get away from 6
calendar.
weeks?
No, he said when we're talking.
Ohiana comes back. She's the big bad for the Draconians and
Assassinates Will.
kills the Leonid.
Kills our.
No, don't kill my character, bro.
That's fine. You can make another one. You're great at that.
And what she'll say as she looks into the mic, staring like over at Will's dead body, will be, "I'm coming back. I wasn't lying."
Yeah.
Can that have just killed my character right there?
Yeah. And at that point, use.
I'm just.
Yep. Let me see your phone.
No.
Or better one. She stands over his body and goes, "That's right. I was the main character."
No! It was from my first-person perspective all along.
Lion's Mane?
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Is Thank you for asking out loud.
I'm glad you know.
Oh, he meant I was the main
M-A-N.
character.
Oh.
Yeah, M-A-N-E.
That's, hey,
fine,
Calvin,
right?
that one just
Yeah.
missed it by a little bit. It couldn't.
No.
It was
It's
good.
like I understand. I own those.
And when he said Lions Man, it's like, you guys talking about an anime? Like, it still didn't connect for me.
Any more of this?
I guess
I'm
you
gonna
could
have to
say
roll
that
for
joke.
Psychic damage.
Yeah, that's what we're getting for. We're trying to wound you before we go into a terrifying dungeon.
Dungeon?
Oh,
You mean
yeah.
your house?
Yeah, it's a fun dungeon for us, but
That's a
Dungeon.
That's a big pause you got there, Drew.
That's where
No.
fun is.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, you know that
I'm sorry,
that
it came at
joke
the
died,
tail
but you
end
got
of it.
9 lives. So
There it is. You got it.
he fought the
You got
claw,
nine more.
and the claw won.
oh,
You look so angry to make that.
How do we
joke.
feel? Did
Oh my gosh, no,
did
he's
that
got-
one land on its feet?
He's got K9 more lives. Because of
K9
teeth.
More lives.
Wait, no.
It's feline more lives, bro.
You crossed the feline. Calvin, get us going.
Try and roll hard.
For real. Okay, I'm
Oh, yes.
that's pretty stupid. I know.
Everyone's throwing them out there hoping they stick, but with no, they're all like, "Yeah, here's a terrible one." See
Have
what
you ever
happens
seen a
there.
bunch of teenagers play Don't Let the Balloon Touch the Ground? We're doing that, but for inspiration.
Blood has been shed.
We'll see where we get. We'll see where we go. From
None of us got inspiration. We're too green.
lions and not penises like last week.
That's true.
Yeah, at least we're talking about lions.
Wait, what did we
and
say
not
about
nass
penises?
nips.
Love those things.
You
love
just,
penises?
that box had closed itself. You just looked in and went, "Hey, remember this box we closed? Boom! Now it's open."
What? Nope.
We always did say White Matt was the bad boy of D&D podcasts.
I am a straight talker.
Yeah.
So reductive, guys.
It's the only straight thing about you.
Cunning linguist, Matt.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Calvin.
Only you can derail us, okay?
No,
Or re-rail us.
You are the one.
Calvin is not
Re-rail.
re-railing me.
Asking you to realize.
Calvin, we are begging you to rail us.
All right, Calvin,
It's railing time.
Why can't that have been the start of the episode?
That's the end of the episode now, Will. You know how it goes.
The magic.
I don't
is
regret
editing.
any of that conversation.
We return once again to the.
Nope.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Reset.
Drew, what the
Hold on. In 5,
I knew he wouldn't be happy.
3, 2,